I know it's almost showtime, and for you to do this last minute, I really appreciate it. Really, 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 really appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, is it Coach L, is it chaos right now in your life, or is it are you in the storm, or is the storm subsided and you're getting ready to drive into it? What's going on with you?
I think quarterfinals is chaos. This is pretty simple.
This is I love it.
This is easy. Quarterfinals is a lot more chaotic than right now, at least.
And why is that? What's the distinction? I do remember, when, Torres and Dallin and Fee were going to, Charlotte to do the quarterfinals. I was like, "Hey, man, thank you so much for coming out." And he's like, "No, man, thank you so much." He goes, "Why?" He goes, "One less thing I have to set up." Is it kinda like that? Is it because of that? You go there and your horses just have to run on a track?
Yeah, I mean, semifinals, I have three athletes, and I have one in the West and two in the East. So I just had to manage those athletes. Quarterfinals, it's all of my athletes at once.
Oh.
So I'm trying to help everybody while I have people in town doing the quarterfinals and making sure everybody is taken care of and giving everybody enough attention.
Uh, Coach L, how many athletes do you have?
50.
50. And you've had as many as 65?
The highest I got was 57.
And, who's going to the West and who's going to the East of your athletes?
I have Kelsey in the West, and I have Danielle and Spencer in the East.
And what's Spencer's last name?
Patrick.
Oh, shit. No shit, I didn't know Spencer was with you.
Yes,
Okay.
very recent.
Congratulations, and I guess that's nice too, right? One boy and one girl, so it's not like the
Yeah,
delineation with your time is nice.
for sure. Like I'll be wrapping up with one as I help the other, and I don't have to share my time with between the two.
God,
Which we have like a bunch of coaches back there, so it usually works out to where everybody is getting enough attention at least.
I hope you have serious problems at the games this year.
I hope so too. Like that would be a good thing.
I hope you have serious, serious problems this year. I know it's funny. I always remind myself most of the problems in my life are good problems, um, but they still feel like problems. But I hope you have some really good problems.
Yeah.
Uh, Coach L, I this morning I had to I saw you had the flag in your the picture of a flag in your bio on your profile on Instagram, and I had to look it up and see what it was. And then I saw the name of the country and I couldn't even say it. And then finally Google kind of unfucked me and they called it Ivory Coast.
Yeah. Uh,
What's the actual name of the country?
Cote d'Ivoire, which is just Ivory Coast in French.
Côte d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
Is there a V? Côte d'Ivoire?
It's like it's a D apostrophe Ivoire. Yeah.
And are you born there?
I was born there.
Wow. You're first generation in this country?
Yeah, so me and my family moved here in 2002,
Mhm.
and we've been here since.
With your mom and your dad?
Hmm. Yeah,
And so how old were you when you moved here?
I was 12 years old.
It's a French speaking nation?
Yeah, so they have French is like the main language, but they have like 20 or 30 something dialects. So for the most part, if you stay in Abidjan, which is the capital city, everybody speaks French. But when you venture in like the outskirts and stuff, like they might not speak French, and they'll speak like whatever their dialect is.
And what was your first language?
French.
I hear no accent.
Thank you. I've been here for 20 years now, 23 years. So I would hope I wouldn't still have an accent.
I mean, my dad's been here for 60 years, and he's still got an accent from Lebanon.
Oh
Did you
yeah.
work yeah, did you work to get rid of it, or it just went away?
No, I think part of it is probably because I learned English really, really young. Like I learned English when I was in first grade.
Mhm.
And so that probably helps a little bit. Um, but yeah,
And what did your parents do in the Ivory Coast? What was their vocation there?
So my dad worked for the UN, so he was coordinator for the World Food Program. So the cool thing about that is we never actually like lived in the Ivory Coast for longer than like a year at a time. So we got to like move around a bunch, and I actually lived in Jordan, and my brother went to school in Lebanon, actually.
No, two days in a row, guys from Lebanon. Yesterday, the guy was from Lebanon too. That's crazy. Or had
Oh,
spent some
really?
time there. Yeah, that's nuts. Lebanese guy, assemblyman. Um, and what did your mom do?
My mom didn't do anything. She took care of us. Yeah,
Oh, just
she'd have like side businesses where she'd like go buy goods from wherever we were living and then go back home and sell them. But she really like took care of us and took care of like a lot of people back home at the same time.
that's your mom and your dad?
Yeah,
I-
and my
Is
wife.
is sorry, and your wife. And and um is your brother tall like you?
My brother's like 6 foot. Yeah, he's not as tall.
And how tall are you?
6'4".
Holy cow. So you're just at that height where, like, you sort of stand out in a crowd. Like, you're just at that, like, people if you walk in a room, people stare at you. You're, like, crossed over that 6'3" line.
Yeah, I'm too tall for CrossFit.
Yeah, that's wild. How did you get so tall if you're could my kids be tall? I'm
Uh,
5'5".
I don't know. My dad was 5'8". My mom's pretty tall, I guess. My mom's 5'8", so that kind of helps. Yeah, I don't know. I just got lucky.
Uh, ouch. So look, Heidi says Sevi's also 6'4". Thank you. Uh, um, so, you're born there, but you travel around because your dad has a UN job, and you split your time, it sounds, between Jordan. Is Jordan the primary country you guys went to? Jordan and the Ivory Coast, your first 12 years?
So we lived in Jordan for 2 years, 3 years. Lived in Angola for 3 years, and lived in Central Africa for 3 years. So it was cool to travel, but it was also like traveling to like really poor and war-ridden places. So like it's it was fine to see those cultures, but it's also like it would have been better if we're going to like France or something. I don't know.
How do you think it affected you as a kid? Do you remember it vividly?
As a kid, you just, oh, we're moving again. Like it's not a big deal. So I think I got really good at making friends. So you kind of just learn to like assimilate yourself with like the culture. Um, the language part was probably a little bit tough. When we lived in Jordan, we didn't speak Arabic, but we went to international school where half the school was in Arabic and half of it was in English. And that's where I learned English. But I think it just allowed me to see different cultures and see different types of people early on to where I have a little bit better perspective on people in general.
You speak French fluently still?
Uh, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
say that I say it like that because it's not the best. Like it's leaving me if I don't keep practicing.
Yeah, Armenian was my first language, and it has left me. I mean, not totally, but it's pretty. My Armenian's pretty bad.
Like if you went back, could you speak? Like
I
could you
could
get
talk.
around and
I could talk to them. It's the opposite. You know how usually people will say I can understand it, but I can't talk it. For me, it's the opposite. I can talk it, but when people talk it and they talk it fast, and it gets squirrely.
yeah.
I look at them like I'm deaf.
Do you have ways of like practicing it? Like does your wife speak it?
No, no. I married a Jew. I'm Armenian. My parents are around. We just don't speak it, but everyone else in my family speaks it fluently. But no. Who do you practice French with?
So I speak to my cousins who are back home, my brother who's still back home. My sister lives here, but we speak in English. But with my mom, my cousin, and brother, it's mainly French. And then I just try to like if I'm listening to a podcast, I'll listen to it in French. If I'm watching TV, I'll listen to it in French.
Do you ever yell at Kells in French?
No,
No.
no. I need it to be effective. I need her to hear me.
Um, how did your brother end up back there? If the whole family came here, how did your brother end up back there?
So the good thing is my dad worked for the UN, so we had like pretty much free access to get visas wherever we wanted, whenever he was about to retire. And it was either Canada or America. But when we went to do the visa requests, my brother is 11 years older than me. So I was 12. I could say, hey, I'm going with my parents. I'm going to go for my education. My brother was 21, and you can't just come to America because your parents are coming because you're considered an adult. So he didn't interview great, and they denied him the visa request.
Did that bum? And that was all the way back in 2002.
Two.
And did that bum him out? Was that hard on the family?
It was hard on him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you go back?
Yeah. I just went back in December. Went back for 3 weeks.
Oh, so you really go back? You hang out?
Yeah, I mean it's such a long trip. Like you can't go for like 4 days. Like, and you have like so many people to see. So when I go, I try to go at least minimum 2 weeks.
The little bit I read on Wiki, it sounds like an absolutely beautiful place. Like it sounds like a travel destination, and tourism is like a huge part of the economy. Is it like that there?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's think of it like I don't know if you've been to like Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like you have like the resorts and like the really wealthy places, but on the other side of it, you have also like the really poor places. And it's like everybody is living together, uh, and like there's no issue. Like crime is low. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great place.
Warm water, great beaches, all that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah,
Lot,
it made
lots
me
of
wanna go
tourists.
there. Reading the wiki, it made me wanna go there. I was like, "Ooh, I wanna go there."
Yeah, you should.
Safe country?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely. I mean, like most countries, like don't go around like flashing your money, and you probably will be fine.
So, growing up like this, did you play sports? Were you an athletic kid?
Yeah. So my parents were were Jehovah's Witnesses growing up. So sports was like kind of takes you away from the congregation. Um, and so my parents didn't support it fully, but I love sports, and I played soccer, football, ran track, try to do as much as I could.
Are you still a Jehovah Witness?
Mm-mm.
I remember the kids who were Jehovah Witnesses, like, they didn't do Christmas or birthdays or any of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And what was the point of that? I never looked into what the point of that.
It's considered a pagan holiday. So like celebrating your birthday, Christmas, all of those are like pagan holidays, and you try not to support anything pagan. So all your all your attention and anything you give glory to has to be to God.
Okay, fair enough. Sounds very dedicated. And what sports did you play?
Played football, soccer, and I ran track.
Okay, so, a wide breadth and depth. And what did you enjoy all those?
Yeah, when I was growing up, I was mainly playing football. I probably should have put my attention in soccer because I think I was better at that, but I think girls like football players better, so I kind of shifted and put all my energy into that. And yeah, it was great.
And then you come and did you excel at them?
Yeah, so I had a scholarship to play at University of Louisiana Lafayette. But it was a partial scholarship. I had other smaller offers, but I thought I was hot shit, so that I couldn't possibly go to a smaller school. And so the offer was partial, so I still had to cover my uh, what is it called? My stay, like where I was gonna live. And
Mhm.
my parents were like, no. we're not paying for that. And I had no other way of paying for it. So I ended up not playing any sports in college.
And what position did you play?
Played safety.
And were you fast from the track and field days?
Oh yeah, I was blazing.
And how did you guys pick the US over Canada? And are you glad you made that decision?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would have been fine in Canada too, found my way. But really funny story. My mom hates the cold, and so Canada was immediately out. And so we're trying to find a place in the US to live, and this was like pre-Google, where information was like free flowing. So
Pre-cell phone, basically, too.
yeah, pre-cell
Yeah.
phone. And so we're looking on a map and we're looking for places to like essentially live. So Louisiana obviously stands out with like the French background, and then we saw a place called Baton Rouge and like Lafayette. And the little information we could find was basically that this is where you're gonna find like the biggest like French community. And so that's kind of how we settled in Baton Rouge. And then my dad happened to have like a former colleague that lived here that kind of helped us when we first got here as well.
And that's home for you today.
Hmm.
So you got rooted there, and you're there. You think you'll be there your whole life? You like it?
I hope not, but I like it right now.
Where would you wanna go?
Uh, I don't know. The good thing is like my wife's family is like all rooted here, and they're like very close. And then it makes life a lot easier. But also know that there's a lot more to the world than where we live at the moment. So I kind of want to make sure that she gets to experience that, my daughter gets to experience that, and so I would like to move one day, but maybe not right now.
And how old's your daughter?
My daughter is turning 3 in like a week.
Oh, congratulations. You enjoying that part of your life, fatherhood?
Yeah, it's great. She's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. You having
Yeah.
more?
Yeah.
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 A lot more? Like, would you like
Oh no,
no.
no. I was struggling between like having one kid and having two. I think two is probably like the sweet spot.
Yeah, unless you get twins, then you'll have 3.
Yeah, that'd be a nightmare. How many do you have?
I have 3. We had 1 really late. Like,
Yeah.
we weren't gonna get married or have kids, but we had been together forever, and then my wife got this idea that she wanted kids, and we had 1, and then that just led to all sorts of bad practices in the bedroom, and then we ended up with 3.
Was it twins or the
Twins,
next two
yeah.
twins?
Yeah, yeah.
Were you thinking this last one is my last one and then I'm done and then you got twins?
No, I knew when I had when I had 1, I was like, "Oh shit, I'm made for this."
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like I really enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed all of it. I enjoyed like yeah, I was 43 when I had my first one, but
Yeah.
when I had him, I was like, "Oh, this is fun. Like I could really get into this." But I think she was happy with 1, and then with 2, she was kind of okay, and then like you said, when she found out she was pregnant with twins, she fucking panicked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
she
was
panicked. But now it's
that
like
was
great. Now it's 3 boys, and it's just like it's like having 3 dogs in your house that are just always fucking shit up. It's crazy. It's fun.
how old are they?
7, 7, and 9.
Oh, awesome. It's a good
Yeah.
age.
Yeah. So they just roll together in a pack, you know what I mean? They got a great
Yeah.
older brother, and he takes care of them, and then yeah, it's fun. Um, y so, tell me, so when you're in the States, do you end up going to college even though you don't play football there?
I went to LSU, which was in town so I could live at home and still go to school.
And what happened after college? What did you study there?
Sports management.
Okay.
And
And it
so I finished college, barely scraped by because not don't love school. And so with sports management, I wanted to be a sports agent. And so what I didn't learn or what I didn't do my research on is like sports agent are basically lawyers because you're just dealing with contracts. So to kind of do it at the level that I wanted to do it at, I would have to essentially have to become a lawyer and like go to law school. And so I knew that wasn't going to work. So until I could figure out like what I wanted to do next, I was just hanging around. I was personal training at the time, and they had like one of those like living social deals where you could have like, I think the deal was 1 month of CrossFit for like $50. So I was like, okay, seems like a pretty cheap membership. I'm gonna try that out and see how it goes. So I went in.
What year was that?
This was in, I think it was like early 2013. Like
I-
early 2013 was when I
And,
started.
and between 2002 and 2013, when you first came to the country, and then were you a Globo gym guy, where you just go in and bench press and back and buys and some squatting, stuff like that?
Yeah, so I would obviously playing sports like you do like power cleans and like you lift.
Okay.
Started lifting like when I was 13 years old. Um, and then once I got to college, it was basically like global gym. Like I would still play like flag football, like intramural soccer and stuff, but it was basically just trying to look good and stay in shape.
Right. Okay. So you cruised into a CrossFit gym in 2013 by
Hmm.
yourself?
Yeah, by myself. Just showed up. Amber was the owner and the coach at the time, and she kind of just like we kind of clicked, and I kind of basically just showed up because I was like, oh, I got a little bit of a crush on her at the time, and so I just kept showing up. And then I think once the deal expired, I didn't sign up for a membership, but I came back like 4 months later.
To see her again.
No, to do CrossFit.
To do
I
CrossFit.
think
Okay.
at that time, I think once I did the living social deal, a bunch of stuff just started popping up on like my Facebook page, and like one of the videos that kind of made me go back was it was an old video of uh, Kenny Leverage and I forget the other guy's name, Ryan Fisher doing Diane and like going head to head. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool how they're doing that. They're doing handstand push-ups and deadlifts. So it immediately like piqued my interest, and I went back to the gym, partly for that reason.
W Coach O, what are you saying? A living social? What's that?
It's like Groupon.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah, it's like one of those like, hey, pay this amount and you get this month of like CrossFit.
okay. And at the time, are you still living at home?
Hmm. Yeah, I was living at home, but my parents had moved back to Ivory Coast, so I was basically staying in their house for free.
Oh, are they in the Ivory Coast now?
Yeah, so my mom lives partly in Houston and partly in the Ivory Coast, and my sister lives in Houston.
Oh, okay. You have a sister also. How many
Mhm.
siblings do you have?
I have uh, I have two sisters, one in Canada, one in Houston, and my brother is in the Ivory Coast.
How did one of your sisters end up in Canada?
She just moved there like a year ago. Yeah,
I
she just finally applied for the visa and everything kind of worked out for her, and
w
she ended up in Canada.
Is she older than you?
She's 11 years older.
How did she choose, Canada? How does someone decide to leave the States and go to Canada?
She never came to the States.
Oh, she went
She
straight from
was,
Ivory Coast.
yeah, she was in a similar position as my brother where she never got the visa just because she was also older and didn't have a plan for what she was going to do in America. And so it took a while before, like, she got married, had kids, and then they all together decided that they were going to move to Canada together.
And she's been there a year?
Hmm.
What does she tell you about it? Does she like it?
She said it's cold.
Yeah. Dude, you did good. Louisiana's a good place.
Yeah, it's chill here. It's warm. You know what to expect with the weather. Yeah, the people are nice. It's a good place.
Do you accept the heat? Like, wake up in the morning, feel fresh, step out the door, and be a sweaty mess? Are you cool with it?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about the heat, it's like it doesn't really matter. Like most of us do everything indoors. right? Like it's not like you're walking outside, you're having to like bike to work or walk to work. It's like you get in your car with the AC on, you drive to work, you get out the car for like 10 seconds, go in the gym with AC on. It's like it doesn't really like impact that much to me, but I don't mind the heat, so I maybe I'm a little bit different in that sense.
Yeah, though I feel like those places I don't know what age I was, but at some age I just realized, hey, never let the heat bother you. Like if you're
Yeah,
gonna go outside and get perfectly sweaty, so is everyone else. Just roll with it.
right.
Just
It's
accept
not
it
like
and
one of
like
those things you can change. So
right.
yeah.
And then so you go into the gym and you fall in love with it, right? What would you remember the name of that affiliate?
Go CrossFit. It's the same one I'm still at.
Oh, no shit. You've been there for 11 years.
Hmm.
Okay, and I think I saw a picture. I think I saw a video of the lady.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's the
okay,
same
that
lady.
wow. So you have roots there and good relationships there. You landed in a good spot.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And then did you have games aspirations yourself as you started doing it? You're like, "Okay, I'm gonna compete."
Yeah, but not games as aspiration whatsoever. I think I wanted to like try to compete, but I was never good at it. So I don't think I ever got to the point where I thought, oh, I can go to the games. Like that never crossed my mind. Which partly probably shifted me more towards being a coach, because I realized I couldn't do it as an athlete.
And when you started CrossFit in 2013, were you still coaching, were you coaching at other gyms?
Yes, I was still doing personal training at the time. Uh, and then what led to me getting my level one was the gym that I was doing personal training at was near LSU, which is about 30-minute drive from where Go CrossFit is. And so I was driving a lot back and forth. So my solution was, okay, let me combine the two, become a coach at Go CrossFit, then I can move all my personal training clients to here, make my life easier. And that's kind of what led me to get my level one,
And
because
and
I needed it in order to be able to be a coach there.
and was that and is that what you did? Did you implement that plan? You got your level 1 and then you moved all your training over there?
Yeah, except when I moved over, all the clients were like, "Yeah, that's too far of a drive." So that didn't work out how I planned it to.
And, when you started coaching, did you start teaching classes there?
Hmm. So I think to become a coach, they had like you had to like intern for like I think it was 50 or 75 hours. So you had to shadow somebody for 75 hours. Once you did that, you got put on the
That's like
schedule.
what does that end up being? That ends up being s 75 classes?
Yeah, it's like 3 months or so. You do like
Wow. Wow.
4 or 5 a day, do as many as you can. And then once you kind of like, after like 50, you start coaching, but they shadow you, making sure that like you know what you're doing. And then from there, if there's an opening, like at first you're just kind of picking up where people don't want to work. Um, and then if there's an opening, like you might earn a class. So if you're a good enough coach, somebody might get bumped off of a class and it's now your class.
That's a shitload of classes. Did you think, "Oh, that's too many, I'm not gonna do it?" I mean, you have to
No,
be
I mean,
dedicated. You were dedicated.
yeah, I don't even think I was thinking of it as like this big burden. I was like, okay, that's just what I have to do, 75 hours. I'll just shadow, learn as I go. And then I'll deal with it as I go.
Damn. Okay, and so you made it through that process.
Hmm. And the first class I actually like taught was the gym sent a team to regionals at the time. It was 2014 regionals. And obviously the whole gym left, all the coaches. So I was the only one that wasn't going. So I ended up coaching all the Thursday classes and all the Friday classes.
And did you love it?
Yeah, it was great. I was having fun.
Do you still love it?
Coaching classes, yeah. I don't do it as much now, as now I just pick up when someone doesn't want to work. But every time I do it, I enjoy it.
And, so it was a competitive gym also. There were people there who did have games aspirations.
Yeah, at the time we had a lot of like elite athletes at the time. And then they went to regionals. It didn't quite work out as they planned, meaning they didn't do so well. And then when they came back, that's kind of when I decided that I wanted to like help them. So they're all like following CompTrain, and they follow CompTrain to like a T. So when it came back, I was able to like get I think two or three of them and start like programming individually for them.
And did you like that even more than classes? Like at that point where you're like, "Ooh, I love this." Was there a transition in you?
Yeah, because I immediately realized like how out of my depths I was, and like if I wanted to do it right, I needed to just learn more about it. What I used to do at the time was I would go on Invictus.com, Misfit, and CompTrain, and I would just see like what they're programming and like try to like learn patterns from just like looking at how they do things, and then I would like take a little bit here, a little bit there, and then kind of just give it to people based on like what I thought they needed. The strength work was kind of easy because I had more experience with that, so I could program that. It just came down to all the energy system stuff.
Um, what I'm taking from you is you have a ton of self-belief in yourself, and, you have a ton of focus and passion. So when you get into something, you jump in, full steam, and then you also believe in yourself is your ability to do shit.
I do
Fair?
believe in myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
But you
that's
know, when you're doing things like maybe this might be different for you, but like when you were starting the podcast, like did you think of it as like a burden, or like did you just think, oh, this is just what I'm doing, right? And you just keep doing it until you're not doing it.
but one of the things that's different is for me, if I fail, I only let myself down. For you, you have, like, someone else's life in your hands.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, I feel like I could probably let doubt, um my doubt is probably easier to manage than your doubt, like, if I have doubt in myself. Like, you have to you can't really yeah, how do you manage that? How do you manage your own doubt? Like, if one
Like
of your like, if
doubt
one
in
of your
myself.
athletes yeah, like, if one so we're getting ready to go to semifinals now, and you're like, "Oh, shit, did I prepare them for XYZ?" Or I think probably with the step ups, I think a lot of coaches probably went through a lot of things, blaming, doubting, blaming themselves, blaming others. Like, there's just a ton of I feel like you have more responsibility than I do.
Yeah. I think like the timing of everything is great. And the reason I say that is a lot of the mistakes that I was making 5, 10 years ago, I'm not making them now. And so
Mm.
I would say at the time, like if I let someone down, the biggest letdown is, oh, they didn't do as well as they thought, right? Like the athletes that I was working with were not fighting for a game spot, just trying to be in the conversation for regionals or semifinals. So I think the stakes were a lot lower then. And then now with where I'm at, it's more about just holding myself accountable and making sure that I'm not making the same mistake, and I'm doing all the things that I know I'm supposed to be doing. And I think if I know I did everything I know I'm supposed to do, I can accept that. And like I can learn from whatever mistakes I made and continue moving forward.
Last night I was listening to a handful of podcasts you've been on before, and I thought I heard something. I didn't go back and listen to it, but I thought I heard something that Matt Torres said, or you said, or Micah said. Someone said it, but that the people who work at Brute that they have a strong lineage coming from Training Think Tank and OPEX. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, so I don't know if many people know this, but like when you take CCP, which is the OPEX course, right? The old CCP course, Max El Haj is the person demoing the videos, and he's
I
in the
didn't know
videos
that, or I'd
for
forgotten
the
that.
CC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
interesting.
so obviously, like he took it and made it his own, and continued to like grow as a coach and like build this really amazing company that is doing amazing things for CrossFit. But when in the process of like trying to help those athletes once they came back for regionals, I got a OPEX coach myself. So I was trying to see how does he do it, how does he program for athlete, and Brian Foley was my coach at the time, and he actually like taught me a lot. Was like a really big mentor for me.
He
Um,
coached you like you were one of his athletes? Is that what you mean? You wanted
mhm.
to see what okay.
Yeah, so I was an athlete at the time, and I got to learn through that process.
Uh, and so just to go back to Max a second, so Max uh, has a significant role in developing OPEX, and then he moved on and started training Think Tank,
Hmm.
and and then so, do, but you yourself went to OPEX also at some point. What year was that you went to OPEX?
So I was a OPEX client from 2015 all the way to 2018.
Are there a lot of people in the space who did that? Who came into CrossFit, went over to OPEX, absorbed a lot of the information, and then sort of, I guess, migrated back? I guess when I say migrated, I guess just only in terms of titles.
Yeah, I think OPEX gave us like a little bit of a foundation. And the good thing about OPEX is like you just take it, understand the principles, and then you still have to put like your own sauce and spin on it. And like you still have to understand it the way you understand it and apply it the way you apply it with the experiences that you have. But I would say there's probably a significant amount of coaches that are um, coaching elite athletes that have that same background.
Hey, what is the difference? What do you learn there? I don't know if difference is the right word, but what did they add to your quiver going to OPEX?
It gives you like structure. So you have like an understanding of movement patterns, you have an understanding of like energy system, and you have an understanding of like program design. So it gives you a foundation like program design. Uh, the big thing that it teaches you is basically how to individualize like your training. So like instead of thinking about a avatar, which is like just a random character, you think about somebody specific and you program for that person specifically.
Yeah, when I was listening to the podcast, I think one of the takeaways, and maybe this is probably oversimplifying it, but I think one of the things I heard you say that resonated with me is if I wanted to get fitter, I would just do more. And you learn at the level that the people you're coaching, that's not the most efficient way. More doesn't mean you get better. If you're slow at burpees, you don't just double down on them and you get better at them. You actually have a plan that has more than the element of doing more.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like,
And I think that's pretty common. I think a lot of CrossFitters think that, hey, I'll just do more. I'll just do 2 a days, or I'll just add more burpees into my workouts.
yeah, I think when you're first starting in fitness and you have like a lower training age and you haven't been in it as much, doing more will undoubtedly get you fitter and get you to reach your goals. When you reach a point where things are a lot more specific, like I don't think giving Danielle more burpees is going to make her better at burpees. Like that's not the issue. You know what I mean? Because she's done so many of them to where there's something that's happening. It's either okay if I do front squats going into burpees, my legs feel different, and if I'm doing deadlifts going into burpees, and you have to get more specific as to like what those limiters are. And I think that's the difference in like what we're trying to do at this level compared to someone that is a little bit newer, where you can just say do more burpees, you'll get better at it. Like if I wanted to get better at burpees, I would start by doing more burpees because that's where I'm at.
Also, I'll never forget. I don't remember what year it was. Probably 2009 or 10. But I remember Spieler saying that now that he's older too, that he can't work on as many things. So like you have to choose. It's not like you're 17 and you can in the morning you can work on burpees, in the afternoon you can work on double unders, in the evening you can work on back squats. Your window now is like, hey, you have to choose one.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you have to work on that one. So and I heard you mention age, and that's what reminded me of it because your recovery is not as good, and so therefore you're more limited. And it's interesting. I think a lot of people forget that
Yeah, for
that
sure.
they want to just go. Are you a UFC fan?
Me,
Yeah.
I'll watch a little bit.
You really see it, unfortunately, in some really tragic ways in the UFC as guys get older too, because you get guys out there who are 38 years old, and the consequences for not being able to train at the level that the younger guys do is brutal. I just watched a fight yesterday that was just fucking horrible. It was brutal. There's a famous guy out of Brazil named Edson Barbosa, and he's 38, and he was like one of the greatest ever. But you just see he got in the ring this weekend, and the sport's evolved, and he just took he took a beating in his domain. So in CrossFit, it would be like if we saw Colton losing burpees, but this guy's a stand-up guy and a boxing guy, and he got in with a young kid from Europe, and fucking the kid's boxing was insane, and had gone to the next level and just beat this poor 38-year-old dude up.
Yeah.
So you go to the gym for yourself, you end up coaching, then you want to serve the athletes come back and they don't do as well, and you think you have something to offer. You're like, hey, why did you think that? Is that just in your nature? Why did you think you had
Uh,
something to offer them?
I think I knew a lot about like just strength and conditioning and like mainly weightlifting, right? Because I'd been lifting since I was 13 years old. So maybe it was maybe a little empty arrogance there. But I thought I could help them. And uh, yeah, I don't know why I thought that, but I did.
And did they trust you? Just some guy rolling into the gym, some new coach.
Uh, not everyone. Some of them did. Just because I was genuine about like my approach and like what I was going to try to do. I think yeah, some of them did, not everyone.
And did you have the people skills at that age? That was 10 years ago. Did you have the people skills for that?
Yeah, I've had people skills for a while.
Yeah. All right. You learned those from your dad?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think moving around a lot and dealing with different types of people. I think the biggest thing I learned moving around was there's only like five or six different types of people, and you just kind of see them in like different packages, but they're all the same. And so once you learn what those five or six different types of people are, you kind of just learn how to like interact with them and like what's the best way to get the most out of them is going to be.
Are these like archetypes that you built in your head?
I don't think I've like I've like
Or you read them in a book?
no, I don't think I've read them in a book. I haven't like named them or anything, but like there is there is a girl that I was coaching at the time that reminds me of Danielle Brandon, and I feel like it helps me now because I dealt with that way back then.
The personality type, what motivates her, how to communicate with her, things like that.
Yep.
Could you tell me the types of people? Is it that clear to you?
No,
No. But you
no.
just know.
Yeah, it's not like a perfect box where it's like, oh, this person is doing this or that. But you have the people that are gonna be they're gonna have like negative self-talk, but deep inside they really care about it, and that's just a way of like protecting themselves. You have the people that are overly confident without like having any skills or have done anything to like make you understand why they're so confident in themselves. And then yeah, I think there's just different types of people, but there's not that many different types of people.
And you've learned to work with them to once you figured that out, you can start working with that and present to them what they need to work on in a way that's palatable to them and gets them moving forward.
Yeah, I think it allows me to kind of like mold myself as far as like how I speak to them, how I try to motivate them, how I try to like get the best out of them. It just gives me like some type of structure because I can't just be myself I can't be the same person towards everyone. Like how I am with my wife, how I am um with Amber or Spencer is like completely different, and they all like require a different type of person to get the best out of them. And like as a coach, you want to write programming and you want to help them from that aspect. Like that's a given, that's a part of the job. But like you also need to find a way to like motivate your athletes so that they believe in you and like believe in like what you're trying to get them to do.
Um, I have a bunch of questions about Spencer. Is he pretty unique? I mean, that guy's been around forever, and he has
Mhm.
seen everything. Did you sense that from him when you work with him?
We've only been working together for a month now.
Mhm.
Um, he's a great dude.
Yeah.
He's like a great person. I think that's my very first like impression of him so far is like he's like a genuinely like good person.
And how did he find you?
So I think it started with Fee. So
Mhm.
he reached out to Fee,
Oh,
and
because
then
Fee used to train with Scott. Okay.
mhm. And they all went to, I think CrossFit Mentality is their gym. Uh, and then Matt uh, couldn't take another male athlete at the time, so he asked me if I was interested.
Interesting. And is he your highest profile, male athlete?
Mhm.
Yeah. Is it, is your career, like, really taking off now? Like, in terms of, Danielle and Kells and now Spencer, do you see like, something happening?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on your podcast. I, that's a big deal, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Y
Um, but I think it
my kids think it's a big deal. I'll add you to the list.
as far as like day-to-day stuff, no, it's still the same. Like I'm still coaching my people and going to work and taking my daughter to soccer practice. So I don't think anything is happening. I'm just doing my job. Uh,
So when you take on these clients, 2014, and is that sort of like now you're a coach and you draw from the well of payment from the gym, but you're also a personal coach and you have some sort of deal with those athletes to be your personal coach?
yeah, so the way it worked out is so I did it for free for a long time. Like I did it for free for maybe a year and a half.
Mhm.
And then eventually I was like, okay, more people are asking me to do this. So I'm going to start charging. And the way it worked out was the gym just got a cut, the same cut that like you give them for like personal training. So it was like similar to that. And then started getting more attention with more local people in the state. And then it kind of grew from there.
And, no issues with the gym owners? Like, they enjoyed your growth? They were cool with it?
There were some issues at first, but like most of the issues were from like lack of communication. Is like as things are happening, you're just kind of moving along, but you never like have conversations about what's going on, what's happening, what if this happens. But once we had those conversations, everything was fine. I would say they've all been like really supportive. It was just a little bit of like lack of communication that caused maybe a little bit of friction.
Yeah, it speaks volumes of the owners that you've had this crazy growth there and that you never
Mhm.
left. It is pretty amazing. And then who was the first, have you ever had an athlete go to the CrossFit Games before?
Mhm. So the
Who
first
was your first?
So I had teams before. So I had the first team was the Central Beast. That was the year where they had like all the sanctionals and you could name all your teams whatever you want. They were the first to go to CrossFit Games, but also had Ryan Souter. He finished in 30th, and then I had Zach Watts after that.
And what year was Ryan?
Ryan was 2019.
And then tell me about your would you say tell me about your relationship with Brute. Do you work with them, for them? You're part of them? I heard in one of the podcasts that you're the director of online programming.
Yeah, I don't know what that title means, but I'm the head of coaches, you can say, but like that just means that I help the coaches and I whatever they need. I'm kind of like the link between Matt and the coaches essentially.
So and how many coaches are there,
So we have 7 coaches now.
including Matt?
I think not including Matt.
And tell me about how did you first come across Brute? How did you end up? I don't know if, what the how did you end up working with Brute or for Brute?
Yeah, so at the time, so I was interning locally. They have, I don't know if you know who Matt Bruce is.
No,
Okay,
I
so
haven't heard the
Matt
name.
Bruce was a world team member, weightlifter, was an alternate on like Olympic team, and he lives like 15 minutes away from Go CrossFit. And so I was trying to learn more about weightlifting, so I went and interned with him for 6 months. Did
What year
that.
was this? What year was this?
This was 2017, I think,
Okay.
2017, and he's the founder of Brute, right? So him and Mike Cashew founded Brute together, hence the name Brute, Matt Bruce, and so forth. And so they started like a one-on-one program, and I just saw it in like one of those like email things, like, hey, we're hiring one-on-one coaches. So I applied, sent him a text, told him that I was applying, and then just went through the interview process and got hired.
Wow, congratulations. That must have been
Thank you.
that pretty exciting?
Yeah, it was exciting because at the time I was struggling a little bit, meaning I wasn't seeing much growth outside of like the state. So I could get people within the state and I can coach the people at my gym, but obviously I wanted to do more than that. So that kind of gave me an opportunity or a way to like expand myself beyond like what the gym had to offer.
So he was an Olympic weightlifter, but he was also teaching CrossFitters. He had a shitload of CrossFit athletes, Matt Bruce.
Mm-mm.
No.
So the way Brute used to work is we had subject matter experts. So you had Matt Bruce was for weightlifting, Chris Henshaw was for energy system, Nick Sorrell was for gymnastics. So we had like all these experts, and then essentially like they just created like this program together, and that's what the Brute like compete program was, or games prep. And then they wanted to do something beyond that. That's when one-on-one started. And I think it was started by Nick Fowler was like the person that kind of like suggested that.
Okay, and I remember him. He was based out of Utah. I remember him because I would see him in videos with Brooke Ents back in the day.
Exactly.
Okay,
So he was actually coaching basically all the elite athletes that Brute had at the time.
elite CrossFit athletes.
Yes.
Okay, and then did Brute have athletes in other like, did they still have people who were just focused on weightlifting, who wanted to go to the Olympics, things like that? No, at
No.
that point, they were all in with CrossFit.
At that point, I think they still had like they had the guy from Colombia, the super fast kid. I think it's like Luis Javier. I don't know what his last name is, but I think at the time they had him and like a few others. But right now we don't do that.
Okay, and that was a track and field guy?
That was a weightlifter.
Oh, weightlifter, okay, when you said super fast. Okay, and then was Torres there at the time?
Yeah, so Matt was actually in my like initial like meeting with Nick. Like I think Matt was working with Nick already. So he was like in that meeting interviewing me.
So he was the senior person there.
Hmm.
And then at some point, something happened, and Torres ended up owning Brute.
Hmm.
And when he bought Brute, you stayed with Brute.
Yeah, the thing about Brute is it's great because it gives you like freedom as a coach and kind of just work for yourself, right? Like the way we get paid is you do a good job, you keep all your clients, you get results, people stay with you pay your bills, whatever. But with that being said, there's not a need for like accountability and um if things just went off the rails to where people just kind of stopped doing their job. So I was kind of thinking about leaving and I was like calling around to friends, seeing like what's out there.
Hey,
But I think
is that because so is meaning you were thinking about leaving because if you were a great coach and then there was some ding dong on the coach on the roster, you that could tarnish your reputation? Did it basically just come down to that? Like, "Hey, I want there to be everyone to have accountability so that we're all high level and we maintain the name. I wanna be with a group where they maintain the name."
yeah, it was that and mainly because we weren't like growing, like we were doing the opposite of growing. I think the on the floor like we were doing just fine. Like we have we had really good coaches, right? So at the base, like that was still happening, but the name Brute was not doing well. So it's like you have I
Oh,
think
like
Roman
in the
got second or
marketplace, like with CompTrain and HWPO and Mayhem, you guys just weren't getting your
yeah,
name out enough, and so it wasn't drawing enough clients just by the name.
yes,
Okay.
exactly. So it's like we have Dallin and he's crushing it, or Roman and he's crushing it, but like nobody knows that he works with Brute. So it's like no one's gonna go sign up to work with Brute because nobody knows because we don't have any marketing.
Okay.
Um, but the reason I ended up staying was just kind of just trusted Matt's vision for what he wanted to do, and him and I already had like a bunch of conversations about the changes that needed to happen. We kind of aligned there, so I just kind of decided to ride it out and kind of just see what happens.
So, that's interesting. I never even think of the space in terms of that. I always just think that the athletes will just figure out who is the best. All the so when I think of now that I think about it, like HWPO, I'm guessing their bread and butter is not games athletes. And when I think of Mayhem, I'm guessing their bread and butter is not games athletes. And when I think of CompTrain, I'm guessing maybe more so them. But what
The
you're saying is to be a successful company, you have to have a good funnel.
Yeah.
You
So
can't just
think of
you can't
the
just rely on 3 athletes to carry the financial burden of the entire company.
no, the athletes like cost money.
Yeah, okay.
But
Because you have
it's
to
like
travel
marketing.
and tend to them. You have to travel and okay.
Yeah. But think of the athletes as like they do a good job of like representing us and that brings us more clients. So they not saying they don't have value, like they have amazing value and kind of allows you to like continue growing as a company. But the thing that like pays the bills is all of the clients, that we
And
have.
you want and you so, this is gonna sound maybe derogatory, but it really is not. It's like, it's like when Greg put it in 2008 in the documentary Every Second Counts when he puts his arm around Jason Klippa and he says, this is our" I don't know if he said marketing, but he said, "This is our product."
Hmm.
So your best athletes are your product. And so
Yeah,
so you want a good relationship with them because they're when the business does well, you can spend more time with them. It's like a symbiotic relationship.
exactly. The more I can help my athletes more if I have more clients and I can travel to them and I can help however I need to help if everything else is going well.
Um, a couple years ago, you know, there was the Danielle went from underdogs to brute, and she ended up in Florida, and that was obviously, you know, the media frenzy around that, and everyone was all excited to talk about it, and she was a big name and promising, and she had all the COVID talk around her. I mean, she's been on quite the run, and she's just an incredible specimen. So she goes there, and then at some point, it was almost like in the middle of the night, you know, she snuck away, and she ends up in Knoxville, and she has this new coach named Coach L, and there's this, well, is she brute? Is she not brute? But can you tell me about how is she your first like really high profile athlete?
Hmm.
Can you tell me how
Definitely.
that happens? Like you're just outside in the backyard playing with your kid and you get a call and you're like, yo, now Matt tells you Danielle's yours now. How does that happen?
Uh, no.
No. Oh.
Matt asked me if I would be interested, and I said, I think I took some time to think about it, and I said yes. And then we had like many conversations before we actually like started working together, and we're actually just kind of like on trial until like Rogue. And then after Rogue, we kind of like decided, okay, we're doing it for the season at least. But the thing about like elite athletes, it's like I always feel like I'm on trial. Like I don't think I'm like comfortable enough to go, okay, they're my athletes and I'm gonna have them forever. I think the pressure is higher, so you kind of have to do your job, and you have to make sure you're doing your job well. So from that perspective, like I'm still on trial with Danielle, and I'm on trial with Spencer. I'm on trial with Kelsey and everybody else that I coach, essentially.
Did you have Kels before you had Danielle
Hmm.
as a team athlete?
Yeah.
And so you when you take Danielle on, what does that look like? You start doing her programming, you start digging into all of her numbers. Like, what does that look like to take on an athlete, especially someone like her?
So lots of conversations with Matt, um, so he could kind of like break down a little bit what he saw, what he's been doing with her, and kind of where she was at, and then having conversations with her, getting her perspective of the story, what she thinks she's bad at, what she thinks her limitations are, and then you do a little bit of testing and like kind of just see like where things are at, get some assessment numbers, and then you just go from there.
Were there other coaches in the running when she
I'm sure. I mean, I don't know about it, but I'm sure they did their due diligence and looked around. But I
'cause
don't I don't know about
from
it.
the outside, it looked like a seamless transition. I mean, just from the outside. Like, one day Matt was
Uh,
her coach, and then one day you were a coach.
yeah, I think that's good, right? Like
Yeah, yeah, it's great.
you wouldn't want like a LeBron documentary, like The Decision, um, where she,
Well,
which
we would love it. We would actually love it.
do you think that would actually happen where like the athlete just goes, I'm gonna make a decision on who I'm going with? Because that's what it is after the games every year. It's like, oh, this person is like thinking of leaving, and you kind of just wait and see. And then
Yeah.
if you have like connections to that person, you try to like reach out and ask if they can like connect you and stuff like that. But um, I don't know. Do you think that would be cool?
Very cool.
Yeah,
Probably wouldn't be too fun for the athletes and the coaches, but as the audience, we
yeah.
would love that. We would love that shit.
I'm sure. I'm
Eve
sure.
Even as an animation, it would be good. Shows you guys on the chopping block. Um, uh, so you has that changed in any has that changed your what you do day to day? Having such a high profile athlete or an athlete that requires such fine tuning, who's already like at the absolute top of the game, who's in striking distance to win the games at all times. Has that changed you at all? Like in terms of your programming, your day to day, your time allotment?
No, doesn't change much. I think so. Danielle's like really, really good at communicating, so it makes my life
Mm,
a lot easier. Meaning, I don't have to like reach out to her to like ask how is this, how is that. Like she gives like amazing feedback, and she actually like she knows her stuff, so she's able to like communicate her experience during a workout that allows me to program a little bit easier, and we can like have those conversations about what she felt and like what I was expecting, and kind of like continue to like bridge that gap.
did you meet your wife in the gym?
Yeah, my wife was actually like one of those people that came back from regionals, that trusted me to program for them.
Yeah. And who liked who first? What was that courtship process like?
Uh, I think it was like just good timing. Um, yeah, I think it was just good timing. So I had a girlfriend maybe like a month before we started dating, and I think she had like a boyfriend like a month before we started dating. So the timing just kind of like worked out. And I was dating her before I started coaching her, so maybe she didn't have a choice.
Okay, because I was gonna ask, you know how like there's that wall that you just that men and women just put up. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know when it grows, but you just at some point in your life you just put up a wall and you're like, okay, I'm not letting any of those vibes or anything c- come to me. I'm gonna be blind to them, and then I'm also not gonna give them off. And I'm guessing as a coach, you have to be steadfast on that.
Hmm.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
but somehow,
But that's for everybody. That's like
yeah, for
that's like
everybody.
if I'm going to Walmart and I see cute girl, like I won't
Right,
see it.
right, exactly. Like, you might even choose a different aisle. Like, there's, like, 4 girls in bikinis like, you're at the beach, and there's 4 girls in their fucking bikinis on aisle 6, and you need something on aisle 6, you're like, "I'll go to aisle 2 first. I
Yeah,
ain't fucking with
exactly,
that." Yeah.
exactly.
Um, uh, but, um but somehow one got past the wall, and you married her.
Oh, you're talking about that. Yeah, I was
Like
dating
your
her before I
wife, you
was.
know what I mean? Like, how does one get
Yeah,
past the wall? Like,
I was dating her before I was coaching her.
okay, okay.
So the wall,
And what's
I've
fucked up is
never.
they don't have to do the wall. Like, the clients don't have to do the wall.
I
Like,
think they do.
it's almost like some client's job, you think it's like to break the wall down. Like, the whole time you, like, got the wall up and they're just, like, banging on it.
No,
No, okay.
I haven't.
You haven't experienced that?
I
Okay.
I haven't had that experience. Maybe other coaches.
You get a call at 2 in the morning, "Hey, my, fire alarm's going off. Can you come over and change my battery?"
Yeah,
No?
I haven't had that at all, which is a
Okay.
good thing.
Yeah, that's a great thing. Um, Sevan isn't the best listener. I would challenge you, Christine, to, do what I do and see if you can even listen to 1/10 as well as I do.
That's crazy. You're in the picture with
Oh, am I? Oh. Oh,
her.
yeah, I think I remember that. I think I remember that. No, he's clueless like a typical man. Yeah, that I'll accept. But to say I'm a bad listener is fucking crazy. You're out of your fucking mind. I'm on the fucking show fucking 5 hours a day fucking communicating with people. Fucking bad listener.
Do you get tired of that?
Pardon me?
Do you get tired of being doing a show all the time? Like, how do you keep yourself like going like every day?
I never wanna do a show ever, ever, but then, like, when I come in my studio and then last night when I was researching you, I was really excited to do the show, and then when I wake up, I'm kinda, like, terrified. I'm like, "Oh, I don't wanna do it." Like, I don't wanna, like, but then soon as about 30 seconds before, I it goes away, and I'm just really excited to meet everyone. It's kind of
Interesting.
weird. But
Yeah,
it's never like this. It's like all of these, ups like, I had Kels on, and I had 2 shows before her, and I was fasting, and I was just like, I felt like I was really gonna let her down, like, just not do a
really?
good yeah, like, not do a good show with her, and I was like, "Fuck," I took a huge dose of caffeine before, and even afterwards, I told my wife, she goes, "How'd it go?" I goes, "It was good for 45 minutes, and then I fucking collapsed, and I let her down." So,
No.
yeah, but I love it, it's cool. I
Do you like after
the
you
reason
finish
why
your shows, do you just go dark room, let
No.
me?
I'm gonna go in there and my boys will just jump on me. They literally attack me.
Okay.
And the reason why I wanted to have you on specifically is because this year I'm doing the behind the scenes at in Carson. Are you going there?
Awesome. Yep, I'll be
Yeah.
there.
So I was like, okay, I want to build relationships with people now who I think I'm gonna put the camera on. And so that's why I was like, okay, uh I'd like to meet this guy now so that like it'll get us, through any like it expedites the awkwardness of just seeing people for the first time live.
For sure.
Yeah. But no, I don't ever get. I feel pretty. I'm tickled. Like I think I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like even though like no one ever recognizes me. Like when I walk around like my neighborhood and shit, I'm like, yeah, I'm the shit. You know, I got a podcast with 200 people watching. I'm the shit.
I mean, it's a big deal.
Until I see some fucking 12-year-old who has fucking more views on one video than my entire channel has. So you're gonna go. Let's talk about that. You go into semifinals. So you'll go to semifinals and you'll have Kells there
Mhm.
and Spencer in the West also. No,
Peace.
East. Okay. Um, o- are you ready for that? Do you feel comfortable for that? Are you chomping at the bit? I got the impression that she's like ready now.
Who, Kelsey?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's ready.
A-
She's
And,
ready.
and are you ready? Are you chomping at the bit to get out there?
Uh, I mean, yeah, kind of. I feel like my job is done, right? There's nothing left I can do besides like just support and like making sure that she's doing everything she's supposed to do, like on game day and uh, basically on the competition floor, we're just chaperones, right? Like it's just start warming up, do your cool down, eat your food, like that's basically like the extent of it. Like there's not much we can do as far as like programming or changing anything. So um, I'm happy with the work we've done this year, and now it's just up to her to like compete and like show what she has. But the thing that I love about Kelsey is she will rise to the occasion,
Mm.
like however she needs to. She's a definition of like a gamer. Like there's people that are great at practice, people that are great in games. Like she is the best on like game day. Like her best version is gonna show out. It's gonna show up on the floor. And the biggest noticing of that is so Brandon Luckett's been coming to like train with her uh over the last like 6 months. And when Brandon used to first come, Brandon and Bill, they used to like spank her. Like it it wasn't close. And then as we're getting closer and like she's been around them more, I think she's like kind of like raised her level in order to like meet the challenge. And things are a lot more competitive now where there's workouts she'll win and there's workouts she'll lose. And it's not like that constant, oh, I'm just losing every time they come here. Like, what's the point of this?
Uh, ESC Sounds. This dude seems very cool. That's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. She when she was on the show, she talked about the roller coaster of getting the penalty. When she got the penalty, were you one of the first people she called?
I think she texted me and then I called her.
And how did you process that?
So remember at the beginning of the show when I said the quarterfinals was like chaos?
Yeah.
So I had like 5 or 6 other athletes. I had 6 athletes that were in qualifying position, and 4 of them got penalties and are not going anymore. So,
4 of your athletes would have gone to semifinals.
mhm,
Holy, or 6 total, but 4 more.
yeah. And so that week was chaotic and like very stressful. Just waiting to hear about penalties. If they got reps back, was it going to be enough? Was it not? Writing appeal letters, and you just kind of like you're in it. You just kind of do it. But I think I try to give everyone enough attention, but there's also like nothing I can do. Like we just wait. Like people were freaking out before the penalties came down, so it's like just wait. You might get penalized. Like watching this video, like it could be this, it could be that. And I think everyone knew, like when the penalties started coming out, like you watch your video and you knew if you're gonna get penalized or not. And if you were nervous, it's probably because there was something off about it. Like I don't think CrossFit handed out any like penalties that weren't like deserving. Maybe I hate the 15% or the percentage. It's like no, count my reps, take those away, right? Like to me, that would have been a much better solution. You can say you had exactly 15 no reps, we're taking 15 reps away. And that, to me, that would have been a more fair way to do it, but that's just how sports goes.
Yeah, I don't think that could be argued. What you said definitely would have been a more fair way. And then I'm guessing, like as the coach, you can't express any. You have to if you're pissed or you're anxious, you have to push all of that away, right? Because you have to be the rock.
Yeah, I don't show any emotion.
Yeah, it's not your place to throw a temper tantrum. Like you have to be. Wow.
No, I don't think you saw any coaches like speak on the issue at all. Like it's just is what it is. And the thing about CrossFit that people want it to be fair, but it's like every sport in the world, there's always somebody that's getting the short end of the stick. Um, you just kind of take it and deal with it. You take responsibility and make changes. I think like one of the big changes I'm making this year is essentially next year I'm gonna have like my own video review team, right? Like they're gonna send their videos and these people are gonna go redo this workout. You're good here. This is questionable, like whatever the case may be, and just making sure the athletes like know that so that this never happens again, and we don't keep making the same mistakes.
In 2009, I think it was during the hill run. I remember asking Rob Orlando, "Hey, do you think that these workouts are fair?" Because he was a shorter, stronger athlete, and he said, "Hey, man, nothing about CrossFit is fair." And I just really liked that mindset of his, like that's not even a who cares? Like
Right,
there's nothing fair. Unfortunately, though, for him, he was talking about the programming, which is easier to accept as opposed to judging because
right.
so. What did you think about the programming this year in its totality so far with what we've seen? You've been around a long time, open, quarterfinals, semifinals, like as the package.
Uh, I think I wasn't a big fan of the open programming just because I know they try to like simplify it so everybody could do it. I thought they could be a little bit more creative and still be inclusive to everyone so that everybody at the gym could do it. But because they took set 25% of people to quarterfinals, you kind of have to say like the program really didn't impact that too much, right? Like you didn't miss out on quarters because of the programming. If you missed out, is because you just weren't fit enough. I thought quarters was a little bit better than I expected. It was really balanced programming. I probably would have liked to see more more interference as far as like the workouts that they did. It was like all gymnastics. The barbell was separate. Then you had like your mixed modal tests, and then you had like your muscle endurance tests, and you can kind of just put them in those categories. But I thought it was pretty good, and I love the semifinal programming.
Did you watch the European event?
Hmm.
Yeah, as a spectator, it was it was. I mean, I as a spectator, I just absolutely loved it. It was so cool to watch. It was so easy to watch.
Yeah, I love that. I
It's
also
funny,
love
all the
that.
reasons you don't like it are kind of like as just like as a spectator, I think we agree. Like I liked them for those reasons, but I agree. I liked the open because it was so simple. Like it was so easy, and I liked everything being separated in the in the
Quarters.
quarterfinals. But you're all I'm not suggesting that any of your points aren't valid because I saw it exactly the same way you did, but those are just things I liked about it. But I want to see it. I like to see it from um just from the fans perspective, whereas I think also you're also seeing it from like the test perspective, right? I think a lot of
Yeah,
the guys I hang out with see it more like how you do, whereas like I don't give a fuck about that. I just want to be able to sit back and have a sparkling water and enjoy it.
yeah,
I don't want to be
exactly.
confused at all. I'm a horrible listener. That one really stuck. I'm gonna need therapy for that one.
You're gonna be like chilling at night, and it's gonna come up, and like you're gonna go to bed pissed off just from that.
That comment. I'm really enjoying this uh tussle. Dave, you probably don't have time for this, but Dave does this thing weekly review, and him and Andrew have been fighting a little bit on the internet, and it's really fun. I've been really enjoying it. It's fun to watch. But there's these comments where people always say, "Oh, so and so's in so and so's head." It's like, motherfucker, they're both in each other's head. How is one person in one like they're like what do you like they're talking to each other? Like everyone's like, uh yeah, it's really fun. Do you have time for any of that drama? Do you get to enjoy any of the social play or drama, or you don't get a chance to enjoy that?
I don't get like too deep into it. I just know about like what people share and like what people talk about.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know the details of like their beef. But I did watch Andrew's video in response to Dave this
It,
morning.
yeah, I really like. Did you like it?
Yeah, that
I didn't realize what a good guy was. He's my friend, and after that, I liked him even more. I'm like, damn, your propaganda is good.
yeah, I think Andrew's doing good stuff for the sport. You need those
Yeah.
people.
But I also understand
Yeah,
HQ's like he fucking ass pounded a couple of their executives. Like, it's like, dude, like it's
I
both,
think
right?
they
Like
need to like not respond to him. It's like one of those where you just let him be a commentator and speak his mind, and like you don't need to like engage in it
right.
because not you're always gonna look bad in that situation.
Look at Andrew, my man L. Look, there he is. There's the Batman. Uh yeah. I said some I was beating up on I was making fun of one of Danielle's sponsors.
I
And
I heard about that.
yeah, and she pulled a fucking Dave Castro on me. Now she
Oh,
now
did
now
she?
yeah, I mean now she now I don't get I have to text her 274 times to get one text back. Before it was just like 87.
Would you apologize?
No, I didn't do anything. Apologize. No, I didn't do anything. What the fuck are you talking about? I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. I love Danielle. She's just upset because of fucking I picked on one of her boys.
Yeah,
Yeah, everything I said was factual. I didn't say anything that wasn't factual.
yeah. I don't know the details, but I
Yeah.
I do know that she was like,
Fuck
um,
this guy. He's fucking with my money. Fuck this guy.
no, she was like, I don't think I can go back home, Sevan. I think is what she said.
I call her every once in a while. She doesn't pick up. She
It's
can.
okay.
Danielle, you can. Danielle, you can. You can. I love Danielle Brandon. I gotta get her on. I gotta get her on soon before the games. I can't go to the games and not be like we can't. We have to have made up. Fucking a.
How do you make up with like people that are not like in your direct like circle that you have like access to?
I to be honest with you, I like to like I've had some hiccups with Rich and I've had some hiccups with Jason and like Kelly Starrett and just people in the space. And then and what's cool is they've come on the podcast and we've just kind of like felt around in the dark and I could do that with her. Like she's open enough. Like I mean, I think people would love it if she came on here and was like, "You fucking asshole. Why'd you say this?" You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
think people would love that. I'm
yeah,
open to taking a fucking public fucking flogging, you know?
yeah.
You've been working with Spencer for a month, but you will be his coach in the East.
Hmm.
Um, what is that going to be? Is that going to be weird? Like, are you close enough to be his coach? I'm guessing you have to be pretty close to someone to be their coach at
I
a big
think
event like that that's so emotionally charged.
no. So we've been like talking like almost every day. So I think we're a little bit past that.
The awkward stage. You're past the awkward stage.
Yeah, I think we're past the awkward stage. The thing that I've been like expressing to him is a lot of times like athletes put a lot of like thoughts into or a lot of power into like what coaches say. And there are coaches that are like, this is exactly how you need to do this, and this is how it will turn out. And some athletes need that. But I think for Spencer, a lot of it is him taking ownership and like understanding like his voice is like he's heard. And so he can speak his mind and say, hey, I don't like that idea, or this is what we need to do, and like we can have like discussions, which is what we've been having. So when it comes to like game day, it's like all the workouts have been out for 2 weeks now. We've tested, like we know exactly what we need to do. Like we're not gonna go there and like change anything. So we're already going in with like a game plan, and he knows like what he has to do, and is just staying in his lane, doing what he has to do, and then everything else is just how is this, drink your protein, whatever the case may be. So to me, game day is like easy. Like game day is probably the easiest part of my job.
What's his deal? What's up with Spencer? So I'm gonna put him in a hole. He was the youngest brother. He was the least capable of the three, and then over a couple years, he was the weak brother, and then he fixed all those holes. He's not the fucking weak guy anymore. You can't count him out anywhere.
Mm-mm.
He's like he patched in all his what it looks like from the outside is he patched in all of his holes, but he's for some reason he's still not his level hasn't risen. What does he need to do? It's like hard to look at him and be like, hey man, you've turned yourself into the perfect CrossFitter.
Yeah. I don't want to speak on it too much because again, I've been just with him for a month.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, he's
the
eminently capable. Like he's eminently capable of a top five. I mean, fuck him and Saxon, and it's always weird to me that I don't see them in the top five.
I think for Spencer, it's gonna come down to again just like believing in himself and believing in like the training that he's doing and making sure that like he's actively involved in like the programming process and like I think if he can have trust in like what he's doing and he genuinely believes this is going to get him closer to winning the games potentially, I think that's what's going to lead to like the best performances out there because the dude is so strong and so fit and so good at gymnastics. Like it was genuinely like hard to like find um, his holes and like weaknesses, but like once I found them, we've been like actively working on it, and it's going to take more time, but I think I think he's headed in the right direction for sure.
Is that the Caleb? Is that the games I'm looking at, Caleb?
No, this is West East quarterfinals.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, he's the man. I always, everyone loves the Panchik brothers. It would be great to see him. Like it's interesting you said that. It's hard to find his holes. Yeah, right. Because they look like they filled them all over the years, and I always expect them to be great. Did he make it to the games last year?
Yeah, I think so.
Did Saxon make it? One of them didn't make it, right?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Yeah.
And then what about the difference between men and women at this level? Any like clear distinctions as a coach that how you handle them, men and women, that you can just like be like, stereotype?
I had to deal more with emotional support with women, and I can be a little bit more straightforward with the guys.
And can you define that for me? What's emotional support, or like like how does that manifest in them?
Uh,
Like when my wife needs emotional support, I go to the store. I leave the house. You go to your car and just
so
listen to music when they need emotional support?
no, but I'll give you an example. Kelsey does the handstand walk part of like the handstand walk event. It doesn't go as well as she thought. She's crying. And so when I talk to her, I don't need to like spit a whole bunch of facts about like rowing and handstand walking, like why it went poorly. Like it's just a matter of like making her feel like it's okay and it's just one workout and it may just be the day and like kind of like bring her back down to base. I think with Spencer or a male athlete, I can just go, uh, your handstand walk sucked today and it's okay because it's only today, you know?
Right,
Or
okay.
this is the issue. We can just, these are all the things that we're going to do to fix this so it doesn't happen on game day.
That's
Yeah.
God,
So
what a great description you gave. One's like men have like maybe like an intellectual hiccup. Like they're just like 2 + 2 is 7. 2 + 2 is 7. You're like, dude, it's 4. It's okay. We'll talk about it later. You just
Yeah.
and with the girl, it's just pure emotion.
Not pure emotion. I mean, eventually it comes down to like me saying, hey, this is what we're gonna do to fix this so it doesn't happen. Like we do work our way there, but like I had to bring the energy back to like base before I can have that conversation. Because it's hard to like have that conversation when they're like up here and you just want them to be like down here.
God, I hope Spencer cries at semifinals and fucks all your shit up. Like, wait a second.
I don't foresee that happening.
Are you what you've been with? How long you been with Kelsey?
3 years in November.
So that's a long time.
Mhm.
And do you feel that investment in her now that you've been 3 years versus someone that's like 1 month, like Spencer? Like, like you know, when Spencer might be on the field, you'll be chill and watching him. When Kelsey's on the field, you'll be clenched fist you know what I mean? Like no,
No,
you have your
I'm gonna be clenched fist
the
regardless.
whole time
Uh,
anyway.
yeah. I think that the difference is, and I told Kelsey this, it's like she could write a day of her programming just because she like understands like how my mind works. So I could tell her these are the things I want you to work on, and she could write her own programming, and it would look like similar to like what I would write. And I think that's kind of like the goal and where you want to get to with your athletes is like they understand like how you think, and then they can kind of like start. They can start like making those decisions based on like what you would see and then like what you would say about stuff. And then at that point, it doesn't take as much work.
I from the podcast that I watched, it doesn't sound like you have a compartmentalized life. It sounds like you are all in, and you'd be willing to take on 15 games athletes. Like some coaches, I get this
Right.
impression from them that they don't want that or they can't do that. You almost from the listening to you talk, you're willing to do less for Coach L and do more for them. Like you're in your sweet spot when you're just like, okay, I'll sleep 1 hour less and I'll do more. Is that describe you pretty well? Like, are you just
I mean
are you just completely immersed in your coaching life?
yeah, I mean the way I look at it is I'm 33. Like
Mhm.
when am I gonna work hard? If I don't work hard now, like I don't want to be working hard at like 60. So like there's no reason for me to hold back.
Yeah.
So from that mindset, it's like yeah, I can be tired, but like we're all tired. I think I'm pretty good at like compare. I can't say that word that you just said.
Compartmentalizing.
Yep, that word I can't say it.
You can say it in
Uh,
French. You can say it in French.
yeah, I think I'm pretty good at that. Meaning I can. That actually allows me to work with different types of people, just because I'm able to have this thought process with this person and then shift it and go have this conversation with someone else.
Say that last part again.
I'm able
I wasn't
to
listening good.
I'm able to have a conversation with like someone like a girl and then
Yeah.
immediately shift my brain to talk to a guy.
But I mean, so okay, and it's interesting you say you're 33 because I remember from when I was about 30 to when I was about 45, yeah, I just put my head down and never looked up. And I
Mhm.
just get that sense from you.
Yeah,
That
that's what we're supposed to do.
yeah, that is what you're supposed to do. Yep. And those really are your best years. That's like when you're physically waning and like you are most capable with all the skills you've built up from when you were 0 to when you were 33. Now it's the time to put them to use. Like I don't want to say the learning's over, but it's different.
Yeah, it's not like textbook learning, you know, it's like
Right.
learning through like experience.
Yeah, on the job training.
Exactly.
Man, you're in a really exciting spot. I'm so happy for you. It seems like you're in an exciting spot and you know it and you're taking advantage of it. And dude, you're striking when the iron's hot, and that's awesome. And
Thank you.
when someone like Spencer calls you, are you like, holy shit, what a great compliment? Because
Yeah, it's pretty,
he could go
it's pretty,
anywhere, right?
for sure, for sure. I think I know I'm doing something right if people are trusting me, right? From that perspective, it makes me feel like at least I'm a decent person. If people are saying good things about me, it means I'm treating people the right way. Not I think that the general like message about me out there is a good message, and I think I've treated people the right way throughout my life and knowing them. And I think that means more to me more so than like Elle is a good coach. It's like Elle is a good person first,
Mm.
and then good coach after.
You had Kelsey come out to live there to get like FaceTime with you and to actually train with you. Net positive.
Oh yeah, yeah. She, I think this allowed her to like grow into like who she is now, and I think she's made like so much progress with her fitness. I think she's always like had it in her psychologically. Like she's so strong and resilient mentally. I think we've actually like made her the fittest version of herself at 33, which is really, really hard to do with someone that has like the training age that she has and has been doing fitness for as long as she has.
Could you say just across the board that anyone would get better? That Spencer and Danielle would get better if they move closer to you too? Could you say that?
Yeah, for sure.
Being with the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, dude, I can't wait to see you in person.
For sure.
Don't be surprised when I walk up to you and you hear me and you have to be like, oh shit. Like try to hide your shock of how little I am.
No, I think I've seen you at the games before.
You've already been through the shock.
It's not shocking.
Oh, okay, good.
I mean, when CrossFitters aren't like giants.
Good point. Yeah, I know. I know. I feel like I'm with my people when I'm with the athletes.
Yeah, it's like everybody's like 5'8", 5'9". Like it's not like you're at a basketball game or anything. I think I probably stand out more than you, if anything.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think you do too. Listen, Trish wants to say you're a beautiful chocolate man. He's not made of chocolate. He is not made of chocolate. No one try to bite him. It's
Does that mean
masculinity.
she paid
Yeah,
$2 to make that comment?
yeah.
Is that
There's
what
no
that means?
fucking way I would have said that if she didn't pay. But I got a little whore in me. Jeffrey Birchfield, I saw Elle at Rogue. He's a good sized dude. Good sized. All right. All right, brother. Hey, thank you so much, and I'll see you in a few days.
Awesome. Thank you, Sevan.
Okay, and put in a good word with Danielle for me, please.
I'll do my best.
All my friends wear rads. Tell her all my friends wear rads.
I'm sure she's gonna watch this.
Okay, good. All right. Talk to you later, buddy.
Bye.
Coach L. That's cool. That was fun. All right. Oh, my son had a temperature of 103 last night. And then my wife goes and puts the thermometer under his arm and it goes to 107. So now I got a fucking distressed mom and a sick kid. I'm just like, what the fuck? Don't put it under his arm.
Do it rectally. That way you get the most accurate temperature.
So she starts the sentence, Caleb, with I heard that putting it under the arm is how you get the most accurate temperature. Well, no, she goes, I heard you get the most accurate temperature. And I'm like, if this bitch says putting his anus, I'll fucking file for divorce. And she goes, under his arm. And I go, oh.
Whew. I think for kids, yeah, that's the right way to do it.
I'm like, there's no way he has 107.
No.
But he did say so last night, it was probably like 6 o'clock, and he climbs into bed. And I go, hey, do you want me to turn the TV on for you? He goes, no. And like on a Monday night or whatever last night was, to ask him to watch TV and he says no is crazy.
That's how you know it's bad.
Yeah. I was like, wow, you must be fucked up. I had to tell the grandparents. They're supposed to come today. Like,
Damn.
hey, dude, whatever he got might kill you.
We got lice and
Yeah, you want like lice and my kid's 7, he still doesn't know how to blow his nose. He'll just sit there and just blow out his nose and just let it run out. I'm like, dude.
that's fucking disgusting.
Oh my God, it's crazy. Is he hallucinating? Yeah, he called me dad.
Shit like that reminds me that I'm not ready for kids yet.
Dude,
It's just like snotty and like
and he'll just blow it out. He'll blow it out and it'll be just these huge rockets and then they'll drip past his lips and he'll be like, "Can you get me a napkin?"
No,
Like,
fucking
dude.
dude.
I took like a stack of 10 washcloths and I put them just by the side of the bed.
Oh, and he just uses those to
Yeah, and I'm like, "Go for it, buddy." You're he called you dad instead of Heidi. No, you know what they call me? They call me Sevi sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, and they do it on purpose to fuck with me.
That's super fucked up.
No, I'm like, "Hey, let's go to the beach." No, Sevi. Like if it's like, you know what I mean? If they're getting ready to put up a wall.
Damn.
I got this text. I want to
start calling my kids dickhead.
Oh. JR sent me a screenshot of what it looks like when someone from the HQ affiliate map inquires about your gym.
Oh. That happens?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's the follow-up email sent after the fact.
Tyler said, I called my dad Jason once and I remember it. I called my dad by his first name once and I do not remember it.
Oh, you personally?
Like I got fucked up after that.
I for one time I can't remember what one time my mom really pissed me off as a kid. I can't even remember what it was, but I called her Rosemary for like a week.
No way.
Yeah, and it hurt me more than it hurt her.
Yeah, you know, you're like you try to experiment. You're like, yeah, let's fucking try.
Yeah,
Calling people by their first name, and then you do it, and it's like I immediately regret saying that.
Jesus, Danielle, what are you doing? Apologize. He said, "Do I need to apologize?"
Yeah, Danielle made it seem, or Elle made it seem like you, like.
Listen, here's the whole story. Here's the whole story. The rad dudes, her sugar daddy was complaining about not getting to sell shoes at Wadapalooza, and I told him it was dumb. Quit being a pussy. And so she got mad at me. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Don't let another man come between us, Danielle. It's fucking crazy. Don't let a shoe cobbler become between me and you. Me and Danielle need a like a children's nighttime story, you know, about our relationship, but it's got to have a happy ending. And right now it's like it's not a right now it's like, yeah. There was this man and this woman. They got along great. Then a shoe cobbler came and spread the hate. You know what I mean? Like something like that.
Okay, yeah,
Like a children's story. Yeah.
It's good. Maybe we can have Heidi
Write it
for you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
I heard she's a very accomplished children's book writer. 5-star reviews on Amazon.
And listen, listen, and like JR has 12 pairs of rads, and Souza has 36 pairs of rads, and everyone loves the rads.
I have 1 pair of rads, but they're falling apart.
Oh yeah, Caleb loves the rads. You love them. They're your go-to training shoe, right?
When they're not falling apart, yeah.
Here's what I think you should do, Danielle. You should have Ben send all my friends rad shoes. That would teach me.
Well, they're sending them to Dave Lipson. I mean, they can send them to Dave Lipson. You can send them to us too, right?
Oh my God, those are so fucking ugly. You don't think those are ugly as shit?
I don't like their running shoes, to be honest. They look pretty trash. Their training shoes are not so bad.
Where's my shoes? Do I have shoes in here? I don't have any shoes in here.
Oh Jesus! You want to feel bad about your? You want to feel better about your post that got 4 likes yesterday?
Yeah, you got one with 3. That would be awesome. Yes. Oh no, that 6. Oh yeah, that's tough. Jesus Christ.
With 106,000 followers.
See the bottom of the shoe?
Yeah.
That's what I can't do. Like for me, that's strictly a girl's shoe at that point.
Oh, because it's just a thick sole.
Yeah, it's like Jilla Hosta's head. It's like it's just too much jaw, not enough forehead. You know what I mean? It's like,
Lord.
Hey Trish, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. It's just a fucking shoe. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Be cool. Don't break character. My rads lasted 2 years. Yeah, my nanos lasted fucking 15 years.
Mine lasted like 3 or 4 months. And then all the soles started peeling apart.
It would make you a few inches taller. That's interesting. Oh God, I just could never wear that. What? Please tell me my heel doesn't actually sit at the top there, does it? It actually sinks
your
into
heel sits right.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm getting those, Halpin. I'm getting those for sure. If I'll be too, that thing will make me. They look like Skechers.
The pump up Skechers.
Or just whatever. I just thought those shoes were just the most hideous shoes too. Okay, scroll down. Scroll down so it hides some of that sole. Let me see it without the sole. Scroll down and hide some of the sole. There we go. There we go. There's my shoe.
Okay. All right.
There's my shoe. Dude, it just looks ridiculous. It looks like something they accused Tom Cruise of wearing to make himself taller. Really, it looks like, dad shoes. It's just
the soles are even bigger than the actual upper.
I swear to God, David Weed nailed it. Those are dad shoes. That's like something my dad wears.
Or is it New Balance dad shoes? New Balance.
If they made us a 14, what's an M?
Medium. I think there's like a wide and an, I don't know, maybe regular.
Look at Dick Butter, size 14. My God.
Fuck. That dude's huge, to be honest.
You've seen him in person?
Yeah. He's massive. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, that's totally the old dad shoe. Yes. I think my dad owns those, dude.
Oh, he probably has 10 pairs.
76,000 5-star reviews.
What's funny is I know people who will buy multiples of these. They'll have a closet of 10 pairs. And so whenever they go mow the grass and their shit gets all fucked up, or the sole starts peeling away, they just go back to their closet, crack another one open, and
another one open. Hey, dude, when you subscribe to AARP, they ask you, do you want a pair of Rads or a pair of fucking New Balance? You get a pair with the first subscription of the magazine.
Oh, shit. AARP.
It's the exact opposite of can I see an Air Jordan?
Yeah.
I'm really confused that JR wears them. I'm so confused.
High top, low top.
Either. What do you think JR wore? Because he wore Air Jordans.
JR strikes me as a low top kind of guy.
He wore Air Force Ones, Air Jordans. He wore all that shit. He didn't even have any white friends at all.
Hell good at basketball.
Yeah, those. Yeah, Halpin. Laura wore Adidas. Those are sick, dude.
Yeah, I like those a lot.
Those are my favorite pair of Rads right there. I mean, I personally wouldn't. I personally couldn't. Let me see those. I personally could not wear those. The toe would just destroy my foot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd feel neuropathy. Laura, I had these pair of Nike Cortezes forever, and the heel was too much cushion for me too, and it was too narrow in the front. But God, I loved them. I would just suck it up. Laura wore Adidas all weekend. I asked, and she is no longer with Rad. Maybe she will come back on the show now.
Yeah, because
I think that was the least of my problems with Laura, I think. Or no, I don't have any problems with her. That was her least of her problems with me. But thank you. I appreciate the positive thing. Yeah, those were sick. But look at the heel on those too. It was ridiculous.
You think that heel is big?
I mean, compared to what I wear now, my Born Primitives are in my Born. That's why I like the. I mean, when I'm on those, I feel like when I wore those, I felt like I was wearing marshmallows.
Wow. Okay.
So maybe I'll buy another pair of those and try. So let me see the green ones. Nah. Let me see the black ones again. I don't remember my black ones having. Yeah, I guess that's what they look like. I always felt like I felt like tough in those. I felt like I was like, had a little bit of thug in me. I'd put on like a Thug Life fucking temporary tattoo and throw on my, do a teardrop. So I was wearing those shoes and I was at someone's house who you guys all know. Everyone knows this person in the chat. Everyone listening knows this person. And this person had a bunch of dogs. I don't remember if it was 3 or if it was 5, but it was fucking a lot of dogs. Yeah, those are for sure the Cholo shoes. Yeah, and that's why I felt hard in them. The Cortez. Joe Biden, great guess. Let's go with Joe Biden.
Joe Byron.
That's a great guess. Very close. And I was at this person's house, and they had like 3 or 4 or 5 dogs, and I was in their kitchen, and the kitchen had a back door that opened into the back to their yard, right?
Okay.
And I was in the kitchen, and I was kind of like, I was talking to someone in the kitchen, and someone goes, "Hey, dude, watch out, dog shit."
Famous last words.
And I was probably like 5 feet from the door, and in my mind, I thought, oh, the person thinks I'm walking fucking outside, and I have my Cortezes on, and I'm walking backwards, and all of a sudden, I'm like, oh shit, I just stepped in shit, and I look down, and I'm by the back door, and there's like 25 piles of dog shit.
What?
And the person goes right in front of everything. The kitchen had like 6 people in it. And they're like, dude, you fucking idiot. I just told you to watch out for dog shit. I'm like, listen, dude, how the fuck was I supposed to know that it was in the fucking kitchen? Like, who the fuck like thinks of that? Like, I thought for sure they thought I was going to go outside.
Yeah, right.
And I literally, I had a flight that day. I think it was on a private plane though. But I just took off my shoes and I just put them in the person's trash in their kitchen. And then they lived like 2 blocks from a shoe store, and I walked to the shoe store and bought a pair of shoes.
Barefoot.
Greg, you know exactly who it is. Greg was with me. You know who it is exactly. That's not really Greg for anyone who's listening. But I caught shit from like the jury was like 50-50. Half the people were like, "You're a fucking idiot. I warned you," and the other half were like understood what I was saying. Like, how the fuck was he supposed to know the shit was actually in the house?
That's super annoying.
Bernie Gannon, someone could have avoided the situation if he was a better listener.
Fuck. He's right.
Dude, it wasn't some poop in the kitchen. It wasn't some poop, Eric. I'm gonna remind me one of these shows. I want to show you so I went to the shoe store and I bought a pair of shoes. I want to show you guys the pair of shoes I bought. And I couldn't even wear them. I put them on. I walked like a block. They were so tight on my fucking feet. I took them off. Got home. I gave them to my wife.
What were they?
I can't even remember. I just remember they were so fucking cool looking, but I can never even wear cool clothes. Oh shit. What Wad Zombie, what shoe is that you sent me? Is that a Noble? What the fuck shoe is that you sent me? Or is that a New Balance? What is that bottom part of a shoe called?
Like the sole?
I think the sole's the inside, right? Or like, what if you oh, that's the Rad 1. Oh my god. I mean, come on, guys. Oh my god. Go to the Rogue website and look at the Rad 1. Like that. Plus I need to look at the top. Oh, the top is nice. Oh my goodness,
What are you
look at
talking
this
about?
fucking pink one is absolutely crazy to heel.
You talking about this?
Yeah, any of those. What do the reviews say? I mean, you love them, right?
Yeah, I like them.
Let me see the reviews. What did the reviews say? By the way, I can't fit into the Metcons either. I tried a pair of Metcons once and I was like, how the fuck does anyone so sorry. Let me see. First, I love my new Rads, great lifting running shoe, awesome for CrossFit. They also look cool while being somewhat understated. Understated. But the deal breaker was they rubbed my heel pretty bad. Oh yeah, that's always a deal breaker. I've had a pair of shoes like that once. That's normally people who have weird shaped feet though, right? They have like a bump on their heel.
Yeah, probably.
I'm extremely disappointed in the pair for $150. Oh, shut up. Can start coming apart within 3 months. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that. Shoes come apart, man. That's what they do. Especially if you
Not
wear what? No?
not as quick as as these do.
I like when I first started buying Victos, that's true. They came apart quick. I like a snug, tight sneaker. Oh, okay. So they are tight. Been doing CrossFit for 12 years now. Wore Nanos, Metcons, Noble, and now Rads. These are the best as well as they're well-rounded. Well-rounding meaning you can do every workout and mat. Oh, shut the fuck up. The bottom started to come apart, and I hadn't even had them 4 months.
Yep.
These are hands down the worst pair of training shoes I've ever owned in the past 10 years. I've worn Nanos, Metcons, Tier, and just regular sneakers during my workouts. Not a single has come apart like these. I don't know. Like, here's the thing.
This guy fucking beat the shit out of him. I will say that. Look at that.
I don't really care if they can't. For me personally, I don't care if the shoe comes apart. I need it to just feel good. If it comes apart, I'll buy another pair. I don't think that deserves a bad review. It's like if it's like, when something comes late and you give it a bad review. I just don't think that's fair.
If I'm gonna spend $150 on shoes, they better last a year at minimum. Like they better be. Better be able to wear them every single day and work out in them and do all the things that I need to normally for at least a year.
Wow.
The only
And
shoes.
you're pretty hard on your shoes too. Maybe you
Yeah.
should. Wow.
I beat the shit out of my shoes.
I think you demand too much. I think you need to go easier on your wife.
I don't know. There's the only shoe that I haven't. Okay, I'll say 2 shoes that I haven't had an issue with are the Nanos that you like, whatever
Yeah,
number
the
that is.
Nano 2s you can wash like 100 times and
Yes,
it's
the
crazy.
Nano 2s,
Yeah.
and then I have a pair of GoRuck boots and GoRuck trainers that I wear, and I've had the GoRuck trainers for over a year now, and I wear them every day, other than my Rads, and they haven't come apart at all. The only thing that's come off is like maybe some color on one of the eyelets. That's
How
it.
long does the sole last on the Rads? That the Victos, like you could wear them for a month and you're now like you're just on ice.
It's the sole lasts a while. It's just the connection between the sole and the upper
shoe
that like starts to peel away, like the whatever adhesive or whatever they use to connect the two, it just starts falling apart. I like them, but they didn't last me long enough for me to.
But they fit your foot good.
They fit my foot good. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I love the Born Primitive shoe.
Really?
I fucking love it. I just love how wide it is. My toes feel great in it. I don't even know once I put it on. Like I'm happy to put it on.
That's the next pair I'm thinking about ordering.
What size are you?
10.5.
What can you send me your address right now? I'll send it to Claire right now. Well,
Sure.
So I don't forget. Send it in the avocado thread.
Okay.
And I'll just grab it right now. I have to call Claire today too, over at Born Primitive. I think you would love their shorts.
I do love their shorts.
They're dressy and they're stretchy. You could still work out in them.
Yeah, those shorts are great.
Yeah.
I probably have 4 pairs of them.
And they don't cut into my waist. Like if I eat a big meal, like I don't feel like a fat ass in it.
Right. And the drawstrings are just long enough that they don't like hang out the bottoms.
Oh, I don't think I have the ones with the drawstrings.
Oh. I have some with the drawstring, and they're not bad.
Their shorts ripped on me. Yeah, I could see
really?
that's interesting. I could see that. Did you get they wouldn't be garden friendly shorts. Like if something sharp snags it, they're toast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, their jorts are great too. Unfortunately, I really like those.
I think Vindicate's shorts are coming out too. I love those shorts too.
Yeah. He said he sent me a pair. I wonder if what I did with them.
I don't know. If you find them, they're really nice.
I have a pair of the ones that out of the sweat material. I wear those. I only own BP leggings, the best. No shit, really? I don't know anyone who wears the girl shit. Yeah, I don't have those.
I have this
God,
color.
you're such a fucking military dude. That's such a military thing to wear.
What do you mean?
Yeah, the drawstring and that's like 1970s gym coat shit. That's how I picture what everyone wears in the military.
All right, fine.
How
It's got
is
a
that
little loop on the back.
5? You wear a 5.5 inch.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Good.
You
My
ever
dog
sit,
doesn't hang out. It's too small.
you don't ever you sit down and the fucking testicle could hang out.
No, it's all shriveled up inside me. It's okay.
Perfect. I bought my husband the stretchy dress pants. His ass looks amazing in them. Yeah, I want to try the pants.
Wow, really?
Just signed one of my athletes to a Born Primitive deal. Fuck, that sucks. He probably took from our pool of sponsorship money. I mean, congratulations. Hiller wears 4-inch. Hiller doesn't only just wear 4-inch. Hiller wears like ones that are 3 sizes too small. If you can't see the fucking dimples in his testicles, then they're not tight enough for him. Oh, okay. Let me see. Caleb Beaver. You're 10.5?
Yeah.
Oh, it says. Oh shit! I gotta do it on my phone. The show's yours for 30 seconds.
Oh, cool. So we're thinking about buying a camper van, and because my wife and I want to go travel, and we're gonna have some time off, and
Show me a picture. I can't wait to see this.
So we haven't really found one yet, but we're not really sure if it's even feasible to do. But not like a camper itself, more like a van with a bed in the back kind of thing. So if anybody knows anything about camper vans, that'd be really helpful. But they're so expensive. Did not expect them to be so expensive. Some of them are more expensive than trying to buy like a pull behind. Which is really sad.
Oh yeah. If it's got like it, yeah. Oh
Like, we wanna
shit!
get, like, something like that,
Wow. Yeah.
and then just like go park somewhere. And
Why aren't you getting one that's like an RV? That's
'cause I
more
wanna
your
be able to
style.
drive it
That's
places.
more Nebraska style.
Because RVs are huge, and I don't know. It's just massive. They're just too much. But yeah, I
Okay.
thought about getting that.
I sent this text. Can you send this guy 10.5 shoes? A 10.5 shoes. He's my right-hand man on the show.
Aw, that's
Cool,
sweet.
right? Yeah. Oh shit! I just saw the preview for next week's Kill Taylor just came in.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that this weekend to watch it.
The workout is 7,
Oh,
9, 11. By the way, we went back and looked at Colton's reps, his handstand push-ups, and there were 3 of them that were no good, so we did not pay him. Oh, I'm joking. How much is that
On
van?
for the review, that's a 15% penalty, and
Yeah, Taylor won.
Taylor wins.
How much is that van?
Oh, that one's like 150,000.
Yeah.
It's insane. We'll see though.
Have you ever driven one?
Not like a camper version, but I've driven like 15 passenger vans before like that.
They are gutless.
Yeah, they're not great to drive.
Do you think if a video leaked of me having sex with another guy, Reddit would leave me alone?
No, you actually probably Reddit would probably like you after that. They'd finally be like, "Wow, Sevan's gay. We should have known this whole time."
Yeah, how did we not know?
Gosh. Well, now we got to leave him. Now we have to leave him alone.
One of my friends thinks that cloud seeding is like a right-wing conspiracy theory. So yesterday I sent him like ABC News reporting on it, CNN reporting on it, MSNBC reporting on it. I'm like, dude, Even your idiots know it's not fucking conspiracy theory.
People know.
Did you like El?
Yeah, I thought he was cool. He's very subdued. He's very mellow. But I liked him, I think. What do you think?
What's interesting is, so I had these friends in college who were from New Mexico, and they were just different. And then someone told me, he's like, hey dude, they grew up just like in a small town in New Mexico. And he goes, hey dude, the reason why they seem so different is they grew up in the desert, and they just have a different gaze to them because of the way their eyes have been trained to look at their surroundings. And I was getting that vibe from him. Like he's got foreigner eyes. You know what I mean? Like he's seen a different world than we've seen.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like his eyes are less, I don't know. His eyes say something different than other people's eyes. Like he had foreigner eyes. Like it was nice. Yeah, he's chill. He seems chill.
he had like a softer vibe.
Yeah.
His face wasn't like scrunched up and like
Yeah.
stressed. He just seemed like chill.
Yeah. Like he'd been just out at sea staring at the ocean or in a desert landscape, and the landscape just goes to the end.
Yeah.
Have you talked to TDC in the last 12 to 24 hours? Only 12 times. I don't know what it's any of your business who I talk to, by the way. Ask what you really want to ask. Don't ask loaded questions, you douche canoe. Thank you. Thank you, Greg. So what are you doing later, Greg? What are you doing? Oh, I'm free, Sevy. Cool. Can you help me clean up my yard? Come over to my house and do some yard work? Oh, no, I'm busy. Sorry, I'm busy. I forgot.
Actually, I only have 20 minutes. I have to go. I got a plane to catch.
Does this? Oh, darn it. Yeah. Oh, that's the guy from yesterday. I need to use the voice thing more often. Hello?
No.
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Hey, Savvy, this is Greg C. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Talked to Dave in the last 12 to 24 hours, buddy?
Greg, you need to lay off the estrogen supplements.
Savvy, that was fantastic with all that internet buzz y'all manufactured.
I don't know what you're talking about. No
Propaganda.
fucking clue what you're talking about.
What's propaganda?
Oh. You don't need to change your voice while you're on the voice changer.
Okay, I'll just talk in my regular voice. And yeah, I think you're right. It's like when you take in helium as a kid. Yeah. But what do you expect from Sevan? He's a real douche canoe.
He doesn't listen good.
He doesn't listen good. He's a bad listener.
What'd you say, Caleb?
I don't remember.
All right. Tomorrow, no show. Yeah, tomorrow I don't have a show. Oh, tomorrow the show's at night.
You can get in tomorrow?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think. The plan is I'm going to go pick up my rental car right now. And, oh, shit. Did you guys have a falling out, Audrey? I can't believe you said that, even if it's a joke. Wow.
Some trouble. Big trouble in Little China.
Sevan, did you see Taylor's going hard in Danny's comment section? Oh, fuck. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's party.
Danny Spiegel?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I saw that first comment. That was great. Oh. Here we go.
Is it in this? What's up with this blurry photo? Is that supposed to be like that?
Yeah. Right. 'Cause you don't want to see
Why?
your.
Why is that supposed to be blurry?
I don't know. Aren't those
Here's
the shit you're trying to sell too?
I don't know, but I'm confused. Is that a post blur? Because if the shoulder, that's not a real bokeh. That's like done. Like if a picture's blurry, it's supposed to be blurry because of depth of field. Her shoulders would be in focus if her hair's in focus. Anyway, whatever. Do not sexualize women's bodies, you guys. What about critiquing the photography? Just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling. I don't get it. Taylor? Taylor self, the hypocrisy is thick. I don't know what that means either. What the heck?
What the hell? The heck?
Oh.
Whatever.
Taylor self, is that why anyone who works out so we can have our bodies sexualized? I don't even get what a D-bag. You're a pedo or a bot. Are you being serious right now? Calm down, Ginger. Calm your pepperoni nips, bruh. This is imagine a room full of like
Instagram commenters.
8 retarded fucking golden retrievers just in a room, and Taylor just threw like a piece of pizza in there. That's what I feel like it's like. And they're all just like,
I love it.
Let me see the picture again. I'm just gonna it's gonna make me hate humanity if I see the comments. Like, listen, go to that JSM. That guy, that's your fucking profile pic, and you're a man. What the fuck?
Here's another thing. He has 0 followers and he posted 300 times. What's
Are
the
those
point?
his teeth sticking out from his lip? What is?
No, that's his tongue.
Is he like this? Like he has 2 crooked teeth sticking out?
Mm-mm.
He's in a bathroom taking a selfie.
His fat tricep. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's exactly what he's doing. Good. That's a good one.
I swear to God, fucking men are just fucking have turned into a mess too, just as much as women. This one's gonna fucking hit home with some of you, but stop wearing watches. Like if you don't use a watch, like stop wearing a watch. Like that dude's watch uses him. Everyone has a phone. You don't need a watch. You wear a watch, Caleb?
Yeah, I do. But there are times when I can't have my phone on me, so I need to have my watch.
Yeah. I'll give some military guys a pass. Jesus criminy. I almost like those anyone who's in the comments, and I don't want to. I don't want to say anything mean. I like the gray picture. I like the picture next to that picture. That's a great picture of Danny.
Oh.
With the straw.
Yeah, that's a good picture.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really good. Does it say who took it?
Sponsor.
All right. Let me see. Find another good picture I like in here.
Dude, she's got better triceps than that guy. It's crazy.
I like that video of Chandler Smith picking her up and throwing her down. Oh, this is a cool picture. Here we go. Scroll down. It's on the left when she's on the field and her hair's all disheveled and shit. Keep going. It's like she's looking at it like an assault bike or a sled or something, being like, "What the fuck?" Keep going. Keep going. That one. That green one. That one's good.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
Yeah.
I like the color.
And then
I cannot believe that she like this is insane to watch. Every time I see this, it's fucking nuts.
did she win this?
He smoked people in this. But just the way she got over all those logs was insane.
She got athlete in her, huh?
Big time.
All right. All right. I'm done here. If I say something stupid. I might have to reconnect the phone. Caller, hi. Gabe, what's up? Hello? Gabe. Oh, hold on, Gabe. Sorry. Phone's fucked up, of course. Always the first caller's a fucking mess.
So I'm gonna be the guinea pig.
Hey, what's up, dude? Yo. Oh, there's two new. Yeah.
There we go.
Buy $100. Hey, how much do they have to buy exactly if they use the code word Sevan? Is it 117?
No, like before you check out, if your order is over $100, you're good to go. Just don't be that person that checks out the order isn't $100.
I know, but if you buy like $106 worth of stuff from Paper Street Coffee, and then you put in code word Sevan, then
and then you go to checkout, and then if your order doesn't equal to over $100 over, then you just won't get anything. Fuck is that beat?
But if you are over $100, you get entered into a contest to win 2 tickets to the CrossFit Games. Great seats, epic seats,
amazing seats. Like here it is. Here. These are the most expensive seats.
Some of the best seats I've ever had.
I need at least 50 orders to come in for me to break even for these seats, because we had to go on the secondary market together.
Oh, damn.
So
the odds also are pretty good of winning too.
I mean, theoretically, if 1,000 people make place orders, you're up against 1,000 people.
Unless you make 2 orders, then you're only up against 500.
Exactly. There you go. So there's no minimum. There's none of that. Just make sure your order is over $100, and then the last week of semifinals is what, in 2 weeks or so?
Yep.
We'll announce who wins those awesome seats. And don't be one of those people like, oh, I won the tickets, I just don't know how to get there. You get there on your own. You guys gonna get like $4,000 worth of tickets, which is two tickets. You can smell Danny Spiegel's sweat if she makes it. Like, that's how close you're gonna be.
Wow. Her sweat.
Isn't it crazy how I met that guy this weekend?
Oh yeah. Real quick though, appreciate it. So are you predicting Danny Spiegel is going to go to the games this year?
Sure, why not?
All right. Yeah, that's a small world. I meant to call you and ask you about that. What a small world.
Verbatim, I was just like, hey, if I can get in front of your board, I would just tell them how retarded they are if they let this opportunity go by.
Oh my goodness.
And he just laughed. Or she laughed.
Oh yeah, good answer. Hey, we know what seats Hiller will be in. Yeah, Andrew better buy. Well, he better try to win the contest. He better buy some coffee, because he ain't getting a media pass.
Oh, dude, I'm 100. You want to bribe me with a little extra something? I'll give you the ticket.
There you go. Hey, and you could win the tickets and then sell them for $6,000 maybe.
The day of, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can scalp the tickets. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Dick Butter thinks that Danny Spiegel smells good. I bet she does smell good. She probably does smell good.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, sure. Why not? Especially Dick Butter. I'm pretty sure all he smells is ass. Are you excited about doing the behind the scenes in Carson again?
I am. I stayed up really late last night packing all my camera gear. I'm gonna go in the house and pack my clothes. I'm pretty fucking pumped. I'm gonna go get a rental car. My wife rented me something. I told her to get whatever the biggest rental car is, and I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited to get there and do a live podcast with all the guys. Yeah, I'm pumped. The problem is the way
Yeah,
I work is I'm dreading driving there, and I know when I get there, I'll be dreading driving home. But at least when I drive home, Susan's driving with me, so that's cool.
Oh, I'm driving to Tennessee in like 2 days.
How far is
rented
that?
a 26-foot truck, 13 hours.
Oh, wow.
Fuck.
Rented a 26-foot truck to load up a bunch of cabinets and countertops we got. I'm driving from New Jersey to Tennessee.
I'm hoping that Andrew comes home with me. I invited him to come home with me.
Are you nervous about like sharing a house with Taylor?
Yes. No, not with Taylor. It's so funny you mentioned that. I do not want, like, I'm not nervous, but like, I don't like to be bothered. And so like, I'm just like, I like to be alone. And so I am a little, like the situation of being in a house with 9 other guys and like 2 of them bringing their wives and like, I am a little, like someone could touch something of mine and I could have a fucking meltdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I totally get it.
Like if my OCD kicks in, I could flip out.
I was more like approaching it in the sense of how many times you think Taylor's gonna want to like show you his ass.
Oh no, I'm excited about that. Don't believe the hype on Reddit. I'm as gay as they come. I'd love to see some butthole. That would actually offer me. That would be nice.
I mean, I'm excited to see what you guys do and how everything turns out.
I hope he does the podcast tucked. Do you know what I really hope? I really hope that Dave comes to the house Friday and does a live podcast with us, because that would be so funny to have us all in the same house. We'll invite Hiller over. It'll be so funny.
What's the possibility of that happening?
I think it's high. He's probably, I think it's all schedule dependent. I think like he's in and out. I think he's just there for a minute. And so like if I'm not sure if he's staying the night in Carson. So if he does stay the night, I think he'll try to do it. I know he'll want to hang out. He'll want to hang out as much as he wants to do anything. Like, I mean, he's not a very social person either, but I think he'd come over and fuck with us. He's a good dude.
Nice, man. I'm excited. I can't wait to see all the content, everything you guys put out. Like, it's gonna be really, really crazy.
How about I'm gonna get to see Alex Gazan?
You can see her, Kyra, Ariel, Colton, Paper Street Coffee athletes.
No, I won't see Colton. Colton's east.
Is he east?
Yeah.
No,
he's west.
in Iowa. He's in West.
Oh shit! Wow, crazy. Yeah, I'm pumped. You can tell I've done my research. I just wrote down Ariel's name. I didn't know I was going to see Ariel there either. If I would,
yep, Kyra, Ariel, Colton.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is
so
awesome. Yeah, the more people.
How are you gonna?
Go ahead.
How are you gonna divvy up the manpower back? I mean, you have so many athletes you're gonna want to like focus on.
I'm really just going to focus on just the bubble athletes. Basically maybe the first day or two. Yeah, basically just focus on the bubble athletes. The games athletes, obviously I'll talk to the high profile athletes. That's what will get the eyeballs on the video. But like the day, the tension, I'm hoping I can build relationships with the people who are the bubble athletes. Because that's where all the tension is going to be. And then of course, there'll be plenty, hopefully, of Colton and Gazan and Ariel and Kyra and just the people that I already know. So hope it'll be good. I'll just be working my ass off. Some people are like, "Hey, can I come over to the house and party with you?" I'm like, "Dude, it's not like that." I just present it that way on the podcast, like, "Hey, we're the cool kid." It's just miserable the whole time. It's get up at 5, exactly crash at 3, drinks way too many energy drinks, get back up 11 o'clock, be like, "Fuck, I should have been in bed an hour ago."
Yeah, 100%. A lot of people think it's hanging out, but when you're there, you're working, you're busting your ass. And
yeah, I'll try to make it look like I'm cool, but really, you should know inside I'm just dying slowly.
I'm excited to see it. Did you get the tumblers, by the way?
I did. Yeah, I did get the tumblers. They're awesome. I'm bringing those with me.
All right, cool. Just bring one. One's for your wife. Just bring one.
All right.
All right, man.
All right, dude. Thank you.
I'll talk to you. Have fun.
Okay, thank you.
Later, Gabe.
Bye.
Bye, Gabe.
That's it.
We could premiere the this new commercial too. feel like we need a 15-second one.
What long is that one?
25 seconds. Now we have a 47-second one and a 25-second one. You guys want to see the Kill Taylor preview? Is it in there? Oh, no, it's not in here.
No, it's in a YouTube.
I haven't seen it either. That was so loud. Yeah, that was loud. Sorry. Should I have him lower it?
Low ad.
Paper Street Coffee commercial volume is super loud. You guys can all stop watching now. Now we're in the work phase of the show where Caleb and I just work.
That's right. No more unhinged rants. We're just working now.
Yeah, no, yep. I don't know. Unhinged rant could come at any time.
True. Do you want to watch this?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's watch it. The workout is 7, 9, 11 reps for time. Squat snatch 135. Parallel handstand push-ups 14-inch for boys, 12-inch for girls.
There you go, buddy. Come on.
5 double
There it
unders.
is.
409. 409. The time to
409.
beat.
Tired, been up since 4:30, but thought
Hey.
I'd give it a go.
Already making excuses. There you go.
No rep.
Should we give this guy a shot at it?
Wait, what's the workout?
Wow, fuck off.
What's the
Jesus
workout?
Are you stoned?
No, dude.
Oh,
He's
is someone counting for you? I suspect you're not so good at counting. Hey, we have our second contestant, pig farmer.
Oh, stop
Oh my god.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Hey, Colton, do you have a plan?
Fucking win.
No, he's not winning.
Hey, you want to tie that shoe before you get going or no?
The other one, the one that's
Do a
open.
little deadlift high pull to a
Is
fucking
he still
overhead
smiling?
squat.
Ooh.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. 2 reps for that. He gets 2 reps for that.
Yeah, that's
He
great.
is doing great. This is worth watching. Look at that smile on his face. Take your time, buddy.
Oh my god.
And last one for the $500.
No! Fail it!
Man.
Oh,
Take it.
oh, shit.
It would have been disrespectful to not do it when it's set up so well for me.
In all 4 shows, you're the best guest we've had. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Next time I'll tie my shoes and beat you guys. So.
All right. Damn.
That was cool.
Damn.
That was probably the best one yet.
Yeah, I think each one's gotten better.
I like that one a lot.
God, I'm so happy with that show. Guys, that show will be Thursday now. This Thursday. And the next 2 weeks it'll be on Thursday, and then it'll move back to Saturday, I think. But so what's cool is we'll be getting it sooner. That's May 23rd. I don't know the time yet. And I heard it might be in Jamie Hayagia's gym. I mean, that's just such a rumor.
Oh, wow. She's cool people.
Yeah, she's great. But they're I think JR, I think her and someone else. I think there's 2 gyms that are candidates. Oh, Born Primitive got back to me. Yes, if we have his size in stock. I know men's are really low in the 10 and 10.5. Do you want to connect later or tomorrow about Kill Taylor show next 3 weeks? Oh yeah, they're a sponsor for the next 3 weeks.
Oh,
Thank you. Yes.
that's sick.
I was supposed to call her yesterday. I fucked that up.
Oopsies.
Who is this? Oh, that was L. You'll take a 9. Jamie Hagaya for the DEI. Yeah, whatever it takes. Thank you.
Sure.
What time Thursday? That's a great question. I don't know, Judy. I don't know.
Oh,
I'd like it to be early.
this might be interesting. Christian Keller, can people show up live and do it in front of you guys?
That I don't know. I do know that we are in discussion with doing a live version at the Wadapalooza event in SoCal, that tier Wadapalooza event they're doing. We want to do a live version there. And there, basically, every person that doesn't beat him, we're planning on making the money double. So we'll get like a $5,000 sponsor and pick 10 people to try to beat him from the crowd. And every person who doesn't beat him, it goes up $500. And if no one beats him, no one wins it.
Shit.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, right?
That is pretty cool.
Oh, close the show. Okay, fine. See you guys tomorrow. Oh, Matt Souza's coming on at 11, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's got one up there. Yeah.
Matt Souza will be here at 11. Is today Thursday? No, Tuesday. I don't know what other shows there are. Okay, talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.